Hello. How is you guys all? What's going on? Welcome in. I know there was no audio there for a second because I was still kind of prepping everything. You guys hear things now? Hopefully so. The audio is terrible. It the audio is really bad. Okay, hang on. I can probably tweak this a little bit. I'm using that same mic that we used when we were in Florida. So let me turn the volume. Let me turn the gain down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Hopefully. Here, I'll move this here a little bit also. I'm surprised that you guys can hear the wind. This is the same mic we used in Florida. There, how's that? That looks stupid. Is that any better? There you go. Okay, good. I just had to turn the gain down a little bit, move the mic a little bit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you guys all being here. What's going on? Welcome in. DJs from the beach. We are here in beautiful Hilton Head Island. And actually, I wanted to come out and show you guys just at this particular point in time because I actually brought you guys out for a sunset. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it real well in the camera, but like right over there is sunset. I don't know if it's going to come across decent in video, but we will see. But if you guys would like to watch that instead of me, you can totally do that. I'll set it over here in the wagon and point it back to me. But yeah, no, I'd be more than happy to let you guys watch the sunset. You guys want to watch the sunset until it goes down, and then we'll turn it. Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you, chat. Let's see. Ah! Let's drop my phone in the sand. There you go. There you go. How's that? Yeah, if I had a stiffer hat, that would probably help a little bit. But I like this hat. It's got sand in my charge port of my phone. All right, so there you go. You guys can watch the sunset for a little bit. I am equipped with all of the essentials out here, guys. I've got everything that I could need. I've got a drink. I've got a wagon. I've got a cooler. I've got a nice big little, big little. Got a nice screen here for me to be able to see my chat. There you go. You guys are a little crooked there. Oh, is it Strombango? I don't know. I guess you guys will have to see here in just a little bit. All right. Here, let me take a look at chat here just for a minute and say thank you to McDougal. Appreciate that. Big Guns. Appreciate that so very much. Zeron, Maca Red Lobster, thank you guys for your subs and your follows. Stradalorian says, "Are you burnt?" No, I've been doing pretty good. All right, I've been doing all right. Hey, Kevin, Balabam, how are you? Raj, thank you. What's going on? Thank you, Chimmy Chandless. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much. I'll have to check the follows. How are we doing on follows? We've got 34. Got 34 follows, so we are in the process, making our way towards that goal of 100 in July. Bing goals. We have one of the 8 total items off of our throne list that have been funded. If you guys would like to take a look at one of those tonight, that would be exclamation point throne while you are here in the Twitch chat. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about vacation. We're going to talk about some of the bonus content that we've got coming your way, but also, I imagine that we do want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in game. All right, move the mic closer to my face. I just turned the mic down, Tarby, because everyone said it was too loud. I can turn it. I'll try to turn it back up and see what happens. How about we split it in the middle and go about right there? How does that sound? Does that sound a little bit better? Okay, a little bit better. It wasn't too loud. It was choppy. Well, it shouldn't be fading when I move a certain way because the mic is now fixed to my face. It just it's just stuck on my face now. All right, but it could be. I sound like putts on a good day. I mean, it's the it's an outdoor mic and the beach is windy. Although it could. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Which way is the wind blowing? The wind is blowing. Okay, let me try to move this farther over here. All right, what about this? Does that sound any better at all? Because the microphone might have been in the way of wind, but now I just moved it to the side of my head, so that could be a little bit better. Okay, good. You guys say it's a little bit better. Excellent. You guys are watching sunset from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, where I am hanging out with my family this week. We will once sunset settles, then we'll turn around and let you guys get a good view of the ocean. All right. So let me say hey to a couple of people in chat: Balabam, Jerry, Raj, IJ. What's going on? Certainly, Floyd, Raj, Crazy Cat Lady, Speedy the Bug, Bender the Robot. Thank you. What's going on? Speedy the Bug says I live off the island in Bluffton, but I'm away for the summer. Oh, well, what's up? Uh, we are I don't know exactly how to describe where I'm at. No, we're farther in. We're like all the way down on the far end of the island. Let's see, Aunt Delisha, what's going on? Balabom, Day Stross, Amber Latera, thank you. Amber says, I want a rant, but the vacation may mean none coming as DJs is hopefully too relaxed. All right. What do you want to rant for? All right. I am curious. I mean, there's a lot going on, but I don't know that it's rant worthy. There's a lot more to do and a lot more stuff. If anything that I'm going to be gripey about, it's I don't think that they lowered the milestones for the IMS enough. Actually, I'm not entirely sure they touched the milestones for the IMS at all. I know that they did for the solo milestones, but the IMSs don't look very different. Didn't I see Rev? No, I didn't see Rev. What is he upset about? Tarpy says they cut the solo miles. Yes, they cut the solo milestones to 50%. Oh no! Listen, the Q&A is always garbage. Tarpy told me about that earlier today. Yeah, I'm not fussy about the Q&A. All right, because it's always terrible. Like that is nothing new. I'm not exactly sure why anybody expected that to be fantastic. It never is. Really, truthfully, the better I'm gonna brush the dirt off my shoulder. Is the audio's getting bad again? Sorry, Lone Wolf. Not a whole lot to do. I guess I could go off the beach. This is the same mic that we were using though. So here, let me try a different setting. Let's try a different setting here. Let's see what we can do here. So what is happening now? Is the stream glitching or is it just bad audio? Because I can try a different microphone. I've run a different microphone. Give me a sec here. I'm going to try a couple of things. Does that do anything better or worse? This will be like the eye doctor's test. 1 or 2. Is that better than it was a minute ago? Because I changed a filter. No change, okay? What about now? Any change there? Hey, logo. No change. You know what? I think some people were being a little particularly fussy. I'm going to move the mic back down to my shirt because I wonder if that's part of the problem. My O-ring is not sealed up. I'm sure that this sounds much worse. So give me a second. I just took the windscreen off. And now I'm going to put the windscreen back on. All right, how about that? I took the windscreen off and cleaned it and cleaned the O-ring. The O-ring was crimped. I don't know if that was right. All right, does that sound any better? Tarpy says that's better. Yeah, the O-ring was crimped on my windscreen. Sorry about that. I was going to say it should really be good. This is the same one that we used when we were in Florida, so I don't know why it wouldn't be fantastic. So anyway, I'm sorry. If it stays really bad, then I'll move. Logo says you are too calm and relaxed, so it sounds different. You want me to get really excited and start yelling? Is that what I need to do? All right. I don't know. Doesn't sound as good as it did in Florida. Did I go in the water with it? I did not. Okay, Tarpy says no yelling. I want Zen. Okay. Seems better, not cutting out now. Good. And Ice Wolf, I'm not going to be able to hear it. I'm not going to be able to hear it when you said it. Look, there's your sunset, everybody. We are almost there. Zen, please, no negativity. I don't have a whole lot. Now, listen, if you want to be fussy about the Q&A, I get it. I am, you're right, I'm pretty zen, so I'm not going to rant about it, but it's always bad, okay? It's always bad. I'm not at all surprised about a Q&A on the official Discord, the official dumpster fire of Star Trek Fleet Command. That is not surprising in any way, shape, or form to me. All right, so, yo, Silvertab, thank you for your resub, kicking off a hype train. Thank you very much. So yeah, listen, hey, you guys could work on July bingos here a little bit. We do still have a lot of progress to go on donos, so exclamation point tip, exclamation point donate. We've got some progress to go on gifted subs. We're over halfway there on gifted subs. So, and we've got some progress to make on bits as well. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. Dave Strauss says that one of the moderators said that the auto mod feature prevented interviewees from copy pasting their answers, so they had to manually retype everything. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. No, I can't use AirPods. But you know what I'll do? I will hold my microphone with my hand around the wind mic a little bit better. Okay, well, yeah, there was a helicopter right there. Is this any better? I'll just hold the microphone and put my hand around the windsock with a little wind filter. Tarpy says, "Man, well, okay. You know what? Hang on. I'm just going to change microphones. Piss on it. Hang on. I brought a whole different microphone setup out here, so let me just grab a different one. I don't think it's going to do this. I don't think it's going to be any different, but I will try. So stand by. Hey, Kilfers, thanks for the 37 months. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna flop these around. Okay, don't go anywhere. All right, you should have a little something, but I think this is a split signal. So hang on and let me try to fix. Oh no, this is mixed. Okay, is this any better at all? This is a totally different microphone. If the other microphone has something wrong with it, then I will work on that later. Better than worse than better. So it's no different, in other words. No different. certainly says the same. Well, then I don't know what to do about it, guys. Unless I just go where there is no wind. I'm going to turn this one down a little bit. That one looked a little overmod. And I'm going to leave this right here. Raw Slack says, stop worrying about the mic. You sounded perfectly fine the whole time. Are they trolling me? Are you serious right now? You guys are trolling me. Hold on a second. I'm going to look at... Yeah, no, my bitrate looks good. I'm streaming at about 2300, 2400 kbps. Are you guys actually trolling me about my mic? I would be so pissed. I would be so pissed. Oh my god. You sound like you're in a car. Well, nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry, guys. Unless I take myself off of the beach. Because we do have some wind. It was better when I turned the phone around? Is my USB cable messed up? I'm not using a phone mic, so it shouldn't have anything to do with that. All right, hang on. I'm going to unplug. All right, what about now? Do you have anything? I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. It's USB. That doesn't make any sense. Undo, undo. Okay, wait, I have another idea. So this sounds great. You want this. Because this is no microphone at all. This is my cell phone microphone. Are you kidding me? The $300 Rodecaster microphone just sounds worse than the cell phone. That is wild. Okay. Ice Wolf says it sounds awful. What the hell? I don't understand. No, listen, everybody is telling me different things. Ice Wolf saying one thing, Destro's saying something else, Tarpy saying something else. Can one person just tell me, like, what I need to do? You guys are killing me. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm just gonna put these away. We'll stick with the cell phone mic. And I'll move it. Now I've got to move my cooler and reset everything because, hold on. If I'm going to talk into the mic, then I've got to have it a little bit closer. Engineer, none of it is going to be studio quality. I'm on a beach with 20-mile-an-hour winds. But the cell phone is getting least interference from the wind. Okay, well, we'll go with that. All right. Hey, look who showed up. Not wearing a shirt.
Why would I wear a shirt? I'm at the beach.
Oh, there is Noe. We're watching the sunset.
Oh, sweet.
Yup.
Christian went down that way. He's coming back.
Guys, thank you for the hype train. I appreciate that. We didn't have a whole lot of chance to work that out.
My bike fell over.
Brett says, "Man, if I had traps like that, I would never wear a shirt." Are you referring to his abs? Here, you wanna do a little? You wanna do? Oh,
Traps.
Those are traps. Okay, gotcha. Oh, there's Christian. Christian also not wearing a shirt. But again, we're at the beach. That's what he said. We're at the beach. Wrath of Kirok says, "What am I watching?" Right now, we're just kind of hanging out. We're going to talk a little STFC in a minute, but those are my boys. That is Noah and Christian. We're broadcasting from Hilton Head Island. Are they twinning? Yes. Look at the swim trunks. They also have matching shoes. They bought pink Crocs.
Actually, they're off-brand Crocs. They're called Joybees.
Joybees.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, they're absolutely twinning it up. All right, you guys enjoy your ride. See you in a little bit. So, yeah, no, right now we're just kind of hanging out. We're going to chat a little bit, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on inside the game. Looks like our sun has set. So I'm gonna try to find a way to set this microphone or set this tripod in the sand. Actually, you know what? Nah, I better not. I'll just clean the tripod later. I was gonna say I brought a towel to set down, but can you guys hear me? Okay, here. If I sit back in my chair, can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm not using any microphone. Perfect. That is unbelievable. You know what? That actually worries me about tomorrow. Because tomorrow I was going to live stream something special for you guys. I was going to live stream something special tomorrow, but now you got me worried about the microphones. Vic says I'll be fine tomorrow. No, I'll be 200 feet in the air. I was going to live stream our parasailing event with you guys tomorrow again. So, yeah, no, I've got more of my family coming. We've rented out the boat. We're going to go parasailing tomorrow, and I was going to live stream it again like I did that one year. But now you got me worried about my microphones. How far in does the tide come in? Actually, tide's on its way out right now, I think. Somebody might want to Google that and check for me. I'm not entirely sure. By the way, thank you to the 200 of you in the live studio audience. What's going on? Appreciate you guys all being here. Don't use the mics and drop them in. I don't plan on dropping them in the ocean. I'm going to clip them on, but they worked great in Florida, so why are they not working here? The wind is about the same. Will my sister pee in the ocean again? Oh, God, the tide is moving in. Ah! The tide is moving in. Son of a bitch. The tide is moving in because the water just came up and splashed me. We're going to have to move here in a few minutes. You guys just keep an eye on it for me. Let me know when it comes up, all right? Low tide was 6:40, so it is moving back in. Well, crap, I'm going to have to move. Should I go ahead and move now? That way we don't get distracted when we're talking about the game and stuff. I didn't realize the tide was coming in. Look, it's right there. Oh, we've got to move. We've got to move. Tide's coming in a hurry. Move in, stay dry. Vic says going underwater would be a good metaphor for the game right now. Oh, don't be dramatic. They're giving you more free stuff. Listen, you want to complain about the Q&A? Totally fine with that. It's always a dumpster fire. Official Discord is a dumpster fire. It just is. That being said, I'm not at all upset about a new battle pass. I'll explain my thoughts on that. I also was pleased to see the cut in the milestones for Flashpoint. Tarpy says they cut the server milestones by 50%. I didn't see that. I saw the solo milestones were cut, but if the server milestones were cut also, then I guess that's a good thing. I'm going to get wet. It's 6 hours till high tide. So are you saying, Ice Wolf, that I'm safe right here? I mean, it's a beautiful backdrop. You can see the water right behind me. It's kind of pretty. Maybe I'll just stay here. Maybe I'll just stay right here. Duke says 50% won't be enough. No server got past 25%. Of which one? Okay, that matters. I'll tell you what happened, Duke. I'm getting paranoid. I'll tell you what happened, Duke. For example, like in my case, I realized I couldn't do it, so I never tried. You know, it's the same advice that I give you guys all the time. Look at the event, decide if it's worth it to you, decide if you can do it, and then do it if not, don't. I think a lot of people decided not to. And so I think you had a lot of participation that was not there as a result of that. I did not play. I finished my solo milestone number 1. I didn't even start number 2. So I never even got to the point where I was helping my server with the armadas. My server did actually make it to milestone 3. I didn't. So I didn't run the first one. I think you're going to have a lot of that. All right. I think by dropping the milestones 50%, you've got a better chance. I agree that no servers maybe have gotten more than 25%, but I also think that you were missing a lot of participation as a result of the milestones being out of control. So when you reduce those milestones and you let other people have a crack at the event, you might see overall participation increase a little bit. That's possible. I don't know that that's the case, but it could happen. And if that does happen, then you're going to see more people adopting and more people getting the rewards, et cetera, et cetera. Blaze says the rewards aren't worth the amount of effort needed to put in. Well, they certainly weren't. All right. I don't know if that's going to be the case this coming time. Not only that, but we should be starting to see people getting more efficient with this. We should start seeing people crewing a little bit better. We should start seeing the general population of the server becoming a little bit more successful. Now, with the hostile piece of that, we're not getting anything tangibly beneficial right through the loop. The mining piece of that, though, should get a lot easier. And I do think that Scopely needs to look at that, because right now, this month, there are no tools that are making the hostile grinding part of it any easier. But now the mining is getting better every single day because of the building buff. As people are upgrading that building, which I'm free to play on that thing probably level 10 or 11 now. All right. So as people build that up, the mining is getting a lot better. But that's the 4th milestone. It's the last piece. We got to get through everything else up to that point. So I don't know. I still think that there's a lot of work to be done on Flashpoint. It still does not remain super exciting to me, I don't think. It still does not... I'm getting scared. It still does not feel like it is going to be my primary focus. But it could be. It could end up being. It just doesn't feel like that right now. All right? The chance of no directives unnecessarily punishing. I agree, Gripster. I've only done 2 or maybe 3 pulls in that chest since it started. And because the pull requirement was so high. I only did 2 or 3 pulls. I think only 1 pull gave me a directive, gave me a start. I wasn't very pleased with that either. So I'm not overall very happy with a lot of this stuff. Cruzito says the big issue is that there are a lot of folks that don't have their account caught up to their ops and are weaker than they should be. Okay. Well, I could claim that I'm in that boat. I can claim I'm in that boat because I am only hitting the 64s, 62s, 64s, depending on what it is that I'm trying to get after. All right. So that's a little bit tough. Sherlock Holmes, thank you for the resub. Appreciate that very much. So, yeah, Tarpy says the 4th IMS was refining, not mining. Really? What about the solo milestone? Was it mining or was it also refining? See, I don't know. I didn't look. We never got there. You know what I'm saying? So the 4th SMS is mining, but the 4th IMS is refining? That also seems weird. That seems weird. But, whatever. Vic says, I thought you liked hazards. No, it's not about the hazard. It's about the hostile strength. It's squishy. All right? It's about the squishiness. Strider says, I feel like it's all very poorly thought out. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they might have gone a step too far with the challenging piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like a challenge. And I know that I am not super representative when I say that I like complicated mechanics. I've said that before. I liked Voyager. I liked Monavine. I like some of those things that are more complicated. I like Fuse Trials. I like those things that have a few extra currencies. Mechanics that are complicated give me an opportunity to solve them and make it feel a little bit more rewarding when I do solve it. So I'm not the person that is super upset about the complication of this mechanic. But it's just... Listen, if the refinery amounts were lowered by a substantial amount, I think no one would be having a huge problem with this. I mean, there's still little tweaks, right? The directive piece is another. I agree with that. Directive pieces, not being able to source directives, that's a huge piece. But the overall mechanic, I think, largely comes down to the refinery. You know, Strider says challenge is fine. Tedious is annoying when the reward's not there. I feel like that reward is in the refinery, at least now, right? You've got a chance of really getting nothing that matters. I do like the artifacts that are in there. I've started working on Jordy's visor, for example, so that's why I'm not like super. Woo! There goes a lot of water. You know, I've got a wagon full of electronics here, and there's water up around my ankles now. I feel like I should move. Wilson says it's all trash. Come on. It's not all trash. If the refinery was easier, it would be better. I, for one, am happy about artifact sourcing on previously paid-only artifacts. However, if we can't get to it, if we can't engage with it because the milestones are too high or the refinery is too high, then it's not going to work. And I agree with that. Alpaca says, I would relocate more inland. There's some big waves behind you. Yeah, but isn't it pretty? Certainly says, explain mastery artifacts. Well, okay. Mastery artifacts are just that. They are artifacts that become unlockable and upgradable depending on how many other artifacts you have maxed. So we've talked about this many times over the last week or two, but we also talked about it as early as DTI Gate. You guys remember when we made such a huge deal about DTI Gate, and then I came back and I said, okay, I'm going to have to make a concession with the unlimited no cooldown pools in the DTI faction store when it came to Janeway's pocket watch and the Krenum thing. Remember that? I had to say that I had to make a little bit of a concession on the cooldowns for that. We got the officers released, but the artifacts had to stay on cooldown. This is part of that. All right. So these mastery artifacts are upgradable and unlockable depending on the number of other artifacts that you have maxed. Okay, we're gonna have to move. I'm being told that I gotta move. This will take me a second because I've got this and I got a cooler because I brought my drinks. All right, so you guys just look at the water. You just look at the water while I move stuff. Oh, thank you.
How many got on screen?
We have 230 right now.
230.
We just started a few minutes ago, but I'm getting ready to move up a little bit because the tide's coming in, which I didn't expect. All right, so we're going to move up a little bit. That way I don't lose any more gear. All right, you guys take a look at the water there, and I'll move the other stuff up. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. That's very cool. It's UltimatDJz, no E. DJZ, so Ultimate, no E, DJZ. Sweet. We're doing a lot of sci-fi games and Star Trek and That's it. You know, check it out. See ya. Okay. Gonna move my drinks. Got a cooler full of drinks. Might have to break one out here just a minute. Oh, my family is coming out now too. Hey! There's Miss Nora and Miss Emmy, and there's little Ev.
I saw you.
Yeah, that's me. These are my nieces and nephews. Not shy about the camera. All right, you guys don't push stuff. There go the cameras into the sand. Oh, no splashing. We'll talk about that artifact here in a second. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You showing off? All right. Hey, Fullman. Yes, I understand how tides work. I do understand how tides work. I moved up a lot. Look, I moved up a lot. Okay. There we go. What's up, brother? What are you doing? Don't. Just grabs the microphone or grabs the camera and starts shaking it. All right. Yeah, Tarpy, this could go badly. Could. It won't. It'd be fine. I am disappointed about that mic. I'm still upset about it. I'm going to have to test that a little bit inside later tonight. All right. Icewolf says, can I point out the sand is wetter and denser inside high tide? Yeah, I know that. I'm not going to move up to the loose stuff. Oh, God. All right. All the nephews and nieces are coming over so they can get pictures. They get pictures. Everybody say cheese. Oh, Rowan's not on. Hold on. There's Rowan. There he is. Everybody say cheese. Aren't they precious? Aren't they cute? That is. That's they're starting their streaming careers, guys. Where is Oliver? I don't know where Oliver is. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. Don't hit. That's right. Those are my lower deckers right there. Isn't that cute? What is what? That's my wagon. I got stuffing. It's the handle for the wagon. It's the handle. It locks it in. What's up, bro? Yo, what do you want to do? Oh, he just dabbed. He dabbed up. They coming out hanging out. How cute. Talking Trick Daycare. You got it. All right. So I'm going to have to, let me go back and look at some of the chat. So it certainly says, do you have to max the artifact to get the daily pull or unlock only? So it is unlock, but then I think it's like the other bundles. I don't actually have any of them unlocked yet, the mastery ones. But I think after that, it scales upwards with pull. So I saw somebody say that it is really bad with speed ups. You just unlocked it. It's tier 1. Yeah, it's going to be really bad with speed ups. What is it? Probably a couple of 5 minutes or a couple of 15 minutes. That probably is really bad. But as you tier it, okay? And tiering it is going to be fed. It's almost exactly like the mess hall. Tiering it up is going to not cost its own currency, right? But it is going to be funded or paid for by tiering up other artifacts. So it's going to be very much like the mess hall. And when you get so many levels or so many other artifacts maxed out, then it's going to allow you to progress further with the mastery artifacts. Okay? So, graduated, no, did not. Blaze says, the one I unlocked gave me 19 uncommon of each material and 5 rare of each at tier 1. I can see the potential as I level it. Yeah, for sure. Anything at tier 1 is not going to be super impressive, all right? But as you level it and max out the mastery ones, it's going to do better. Now, we had a chart that we aired on the original Talking Trek stream for the ARG that had the levels of mastery. Guys, it's no joke. And that's why I say I'm not super unhappy with the artifact sourcing in this thing. You've got almost every artifact in the game that is built into this loot, all right? So that is a good thing because you're going to need to upgrade those things. You've got to get those things higher so that you can get further into the mastery loop. And that is what mastery is, after all, right? That's what mastery is finishing out a previous loop. So if you don't have a whole lot of progress with your artifacts, I would expect this to be frustrating. But I've also been saying for the better part of 2 years how artifacts were one of my most favorite pieces of this game. I feel bad for people who ignored it. I think artifacts are the best research tree in the game myself. And now you've got more reasons to invest in that. All right. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can find any other questions very quick. Thank you, Lorcan. They are very cute. That is my young family, the new panel, if you will. Yes. All that to say, I'm disheartened by Flashpoint. All right. I wish that Flashpoint looked better. I wish that it looked more enticing. And when I say Flashpoint, let me be very clear. If you were asking me right now, Tarpy, let me break it down in 2 different ways, because I think this is a fair way to look at it. I don't like the Flashpoint events, right? I don't like the IMS. I don't like the SMS. I think all this is bad. All right. I think it's horribly balanced, and I don't like the events. I do like the loop. And I think it's very important to differentiate between those 2 items. All right. The mining is going to get better over time. The hostile grinding will also get better over time. Okay? That will become easier over time. The mining, we see the mechanic for the mining getting better. It's in the building. All right, it's in the Transigen Forge, which, by the way, is making a huge difference at very early levels. I'm at level 11 on mine, and I am now sustaining all 3 refineries. I am still mining a lot, but I'm also level 11. All right, so as I get that thing up to 15, 20, and 25, it is going to become even faster. Okay? It's going to become even faster. Now, Ed Venadia says in 3 to 6 minutes when we get a new ship. That may be. I don't know. Okay, to be perfectly blunt, I don't know. I've been on vacation mode, so I don't know. I've missed a few meetings. I don't know what the content is next month. All right? Stradalorian says DJz needs a G6 rare miner. Guess what? I built one for this loop. I did. I built a Divite. And it's already tier 3, and I'll probably go up more with another auction if I feel value in it. All right? But absolutely, I built a Divite for this. I've never built one. I've always been able to, and I just said I wasn't going to do it. There's no need, because my, what is the other one? The Nova? No. Selkie. The Selkie does everything I need it to do. All right? The Selkie does everything I need it to do when it comes to faction mining. All right? I never needed a Divite. Guess what? I built one. I built one for this loop. And it's only tier 3. Hasn't cost me a dime yet. All right? But I'm probably going to tier it up a little bit because of the mining laser. So with that and a tier 7 Selkie, I am not having problems fueling my refinery. I'm fueling all 3 of them. Okay? So I'm not upset with the loop. And I think it's very important for us to differentiate there. Are we upset about the events, about the design of the Flashpoint event series? Yeah, I think there's a lot to be desired there. I'm not wildly unhappy with game design on this. I think that there's a few tweaks. I think the refinery costs are wrong. I think they're way too aggressive. But I'm not overwhelmed by the currencies, and I'm certainly not disappointed by the rewards. All right? Artifacts, which I've always been a huge fan of. I like the artifacts. It's starting to get dark. I'm going to take my glasses off. Now you guys are going to see that I'm not looking at the camera. It's going to bother me. Am I going to build 3 G6 rare miners? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need to. I might build another one. But I don't think I'm going to need to build a bunch. Right? I've got the Divite now. And I've got a tier 7 Selkie, and I'm already keeping my refinery fueled. And further, if I'm able to mine faster with the Transition Forge mining bonus, then I probably don't need to build another one. Although I might build one more just for warp range. That way I can get to the higher systems. It might be nice to have more warp range than the Selkie can give me. All right. So I might be that. Flaccid Ducks. I love your name. Where's the living galaxy that they hyped in the promo video? Well, here's the thing. We saw it, except we didn't see it because nobody hit the dang on milestones. Okay? But the living, breathing galaxy was the map changing and the IMSs and the goals and things changing. I can tell you right now, I don't think that the storyboard is going to change much. Nobody hit it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hit it. So I don't think you're seeing much of that at this moment because nobody hit the goals. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's still potential in that. But that is all built around the events as well. It's not built around the design, which is the loop. All right. And I feel like the loop is not offensive. I do think that it's 5 currencies where we didn't need 5 currencies. It's a lot of currencies. But it's also the game plan. This is the loop for 6 months. So we're going to be mining. We're going to be hitting these hostels. It's going to go on for 6 months. So I'm okay with them kind of dumping all of that in our lap a little bit because this is pretty much it for 6 months. All right. Prime says Tarpey is right. They need to tell us what. But they haven't said how it'll work. They kind of did, Tarpey. Problem is, no. Okay, Tarpey says they didn't. Yes, they did. They said they didn't give you the rewards. Okay, but they said that different servers were going to have different goals and better rewards and yada yada yada. That is the living, breathing galaxy. Everybody's going to have different paths. They also said that they wanted to see how servers strategize on their outcomes and compare their outcomes so other servers can work towards other things. That is what they mean by living, breathing galaxy, and they did tell us that. What they didn't tell us, which I would agree with you from Saturday, what they didn't tell us was what the payouts are going to be, what those rewards are, and players are not engaging because they don't feel like it's worth it. All right? But they did tell us what the living, breathing galaxy was going to be. They just didn't tell us what they were going to pay you for it. All right? Strider says it means nothing. We want details. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I mean, that's what they said. That's how the mechanic works, is that hitting different goals is going to put you on different paths. I don't know that details... I mean, you said that you wanted rewards details, and I can see that, but what are you saying? That you want to see the exact storyboard outcomes for all 27 different paths? I don't think that's realistic, and I don't think that they're going to do that. All right? Tarpey says you're spinning this. I'm not spinning anything. What do you want? Because I'm going to tell you that they're not going to do it. But what do you want? You want the definition of a living, breathing galaxy, right? So, is it not enough to say that, hey, ABC result is going, or ABC actions are going to result in ABC reward? All right? But through the process, you're going to hit DEF, HJK, PDQ, and everybody is going to be in different positions based on their progression. Now, you worked on me Saturday, and I agree that it would be, I kind of agree in hindsight that players need to know what they're chasing. That's fine. But what more mechanically do you want to know about Flashpoint? Mechanically, every action is going to put a server on a different path. All right? People want to know what they're working towards. Okay, those are rewards. And this is what I'm saying. We're getting very, very convoluted and very confused about things. Even with Flashpoint events versus the loop. How many people are angry about the loop? Because most people, almost everybody that I've talked to has been angry about the milestones, which have been event-based. They're not mad about the loop, right? Cruzito said folks expected graphic changes in the map. Well, they got them. They got them. The map actually changed. The contents of those systems changed. Now, we didn't make it very far in that. And for the record, I don't know what else we're going to see. The changes that I saw in testing were exactly what we saw there. And that's what I told you on our preview was the contents were going to change of those systems. All right. The hostels were going to change of those systems. And the galaxy map was going to change. All three of those things happened. If we're expecting more, I don't know how much more there is. All right. But maybe we were expecting more. Maybe we feel like it's lackluster. But all three of those things did happen. The galaxy view changed. The contents of those systems changed. The hostels changed. The rewards changed. All of that stuff happened. Guru said, so the border is the only thing that changed. That's not what I said. The contents of the system changed, and the hostels changed, and the other thing I just said, what was the other thing? All right? So, I mean, that's what changed. Now, I don't know if there's more. Maybe they hyped up something that we find to be very lackluster. That's possible. Again, I find all of the Flashpoint event series right now to be very lackluster. I'm not happy with any of it, to be honest with you. All right, and that's why I was so frustrated Saturday, because I don't want it to look like I'm defending it. I'm not, but I'm also going to be objectively factual when we say, listen, we can see rewards. We're just not happy with them. Right? We can see what Scopely is trying to dangle as a carrot. We don't see it as a carrot, but that is the reward. We just don't like the value, right? We just don't think the reward is good enough. But the fact is, there is one there. So that's what I was trying to get across on Saturday. I agree with you guys. I'm not trying to spin anything or defend it. I agree. I don't like the value there. I said on Saturday the same thing. I'm not chasing the fleet preset. It's too expensive for my blood. As you guys say, not worth it, right? Not worth it. But not worth it. But to say that there are no rewards there is not fair. All right? It's just not rewards that we find value in. All right, what are we... All right, let me look back in. Didal says, if that's all it was, it doesn't seem much more than Saris Invasion. I agree with that. I agree with that. And that was actually stated in Dev Chat as well. That's all that happened. Tarpy says what they implied was border changing. Well, that did happen. The borders did change. Strider says if you didn't participate much this week, I don't know if you get why we're mad. I mean, I did some. I did my first milestone. And then I looked at it and said it's not worth it. I didn't get mad about it. I just said it wasn't worth it. I didn't do it. Let's see. Hazard says, Lone Wolf says, Hazards killed it for me. Completely unnecessary and just a push to sell a Chaos Tech. Well, oh, that one's a little bit tricky. I don't mind the Hazard piece being there. But if they're going to do that, then they have to make Hazard research available to the broader base. And I said that during pack meetings. I said, if you're going to do hazards here, you have to give players the opportunity to earn hazard resistance. Even non-G6 players. I was very clear about that. They did not do that. All right? I feel like that would have alleviated a lot of frustration. For players to have no choice but to die. This is not even Lone Wolf, a situation where engagement will get you there. You literally can't. And I don't feel that that is fair to G4 and G5 players. So I kind of agree with that. All right. Gradumacated says this is turning into as big a train wreck as the dev Q&A earlier. What, my show? Or the ARC? Not entirely sure which one you mean. Packet says they did say in the preview they wanted people logging each day to see what had changed that was missed. I agree with that, and I kind of wonder if that's because there was no progression through the milestones. I don't know though, because when I played it, I mean, obviously we didn't finish the milestones either. We played it, we saw what a couple of things happened, and that was that. The tide's moving in on me again. All right. I'm looking through through the rest of the chat. I'm gonna die on what island? Alone. It is a little bit tougher. You guys need to be a little bit more concise with your chat when I go back and read it, because I'm probably reading it a minute or two later, but I don't know what you're referring to. What island am I dying on? Strider, you and Tarbeard is very grumpy. Strider says Sarah's invasion rewards are also terrible. I don't feel that way at all. That's where I've been sourcing Gwen DeMarco, so I don't feel like it's terrible. But to each their own. Pants on Head says new arc is too complicated and very grindy, refusing to do it. Well, the event, certainly. I mean, I agree with you. I've been focusing just on my refinery and have not been able to fuel the rare mining one or the rare hostile one. I've been doing the uncommon hostile, and then the common and uncommon mining one are the only ones that I've been able to keep up so far. Those are the only ones I've been able to do. Shiz says, the bummer here is that I see that there's a lot of potential, and I feel like I tried to give it a chance. See, here's the thing. Again, the feature, I'm giving it a chance. I feel like the feature is all right. The refinery costs are high, but I like the artifact payouts. But no, the events have been terrible. And again, everybody that I've been talking to, and even what you guys are talking about now, I've been talking about milestones. That's the events. They're terrible. They're going to be done long before the feature ends. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Paco says hazards aren't that bad. Just wish they would have added hazard research. I agree. Like I'm fine with them being there, but they've got to give players access. And not for $99, Carissa. Fullman says, fun fact, I did learn about the report tab in my battle log screen. Me too. Since your ship's died of hazards now, I've noticed those. Burns says, at Op 60, milestones were reasonable. You got all of the SMSs done? Damn. That's very impressive, sir. Cruzito says the Chaos Tech was in the event store last month. Which Chaos Tech? The one for hazards? Was that available for G4 and G5? On the other hand, how would players have known that they needed it? Although I didn't know that that was there. My chat keeps jumping. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm trying to go back down. Vic says Saris is decent. Saris Invasion. Strider says Gwen sourcing is terrible through that. I don't know. I pull about 10 to 15 shards every single time it runs. No, K9. I haven't maxed DeMarco. Shiz also agrees that Invasion is good. Has anyone offered me a taco? No. Tarpy, I actually agree with you. I don't use Invasion for War Room, but I do use it for office resourcing. But yeah, War Room is bad. Still going down the chat, trying to read more. Reactions, Eshtar has a good observation. Reactions are stronger than they likely would have been had the Crucible event not also been active. Time in game just ramped up way too much. I totally agree with that. I actually prioritized Crucible over Flashpoint. I hit my 1,900 and some odd points in Crucible. How many of you guys did that? One's in chat if you guys hit your Crucible milestone. By the way, I didn't buy the pack either. Well, good. A lot of you guys did it. That's fantastic. By the way, I didn't max every single event either. I couldn't do all of them. I did enough to get my points. Yo, what's up, JG Natchy? I always think of JG Nasty when I see your name. Thank you for your resub. Appreciate that. Ooh, Tibbs, I didn't see that you rated in earlier because I don't have my sound alerts on. I just kind of randomly pop around. Also, I see that Vic told me I need to hydrate. Cool. I can do that. We are hanging out here on the beach, Hilton Head Island. Wouldn't be a trip to the beach. Wouldn't be a nice, refreshing day if I didn't have a can of Welch's Great Ghost Energy to quench my thirst on a hot summer day. Oh, that's delicious. With only 5 calories, 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from coffee beans, and none of the sugars and the bad stuff and the crashing. You'll get legendary energy, epic focus, none of the crash. I have enjoyed my Ghost Energy here being on the beach. It's allowed me to hang out with my family and do more fun stuff and do content for you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Ayo! There you go. Benny Hill says, I also focused on Crucible over the new Flashpoint events. That is true. Logo says, is Kitty voice option available? Can you do it without a soundboard? No. It's kind of funny. I don't want to really try it. There's people around. I might be willing to try it for. I might be willing to. No, Cruzito. I'm either going to have a lot more alcohol in me, or we're going to have to hit a stream goal for that to happen. I'll tell you what. Let me see. Where are we at? We're at 812, 28,000 bits, 400 in donos. I'll give you 2 minutes of squirrel voice if we can hit. What do you think, Tarpy? A couple $100 on the stream goal. There are people around. I do not. Savage Darkness says, wait, Americans can drink on the beach? Yeah. 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 Here, I think we got to put our cans in koozies. I don't know about vodka and Ghost. I'm sure it's great. Yeah, no glass on the beach. There you go. Them's the rules. All right. Newton says, I didn't get the chance to get all of 1,950 points. You didn't get the chance to get 1,950? You want to explain that one to me? Because all of the events were available all 7 days, my brother. So I'm a little bit curious about that one. Blaze says Crucible was much more rewarding than Flashpoint. Agreed. That's why I focused on that one. It had more worth to me. That's why I did that one. Speaking of worth, let's transition. The boys are back. What's crack-a-lackin'? The boys are back. There. What are you guys doing?
You should have said my name. I did.
What are you guys doing?
Did you get one?
Oh, nothing. No. Like, I was just talking to them as I was driving by. I didn't talk to them.
Are you guys here to talk about something, or
Oh, we're just stopping by.
stopping by to say hello?
Hello.
Okay, there they are.
What we got right now?
They're actually a lot. 275. 275.
Do 200 people want to see you do a backflip?
Yes. Hey, hold on. Who wants to see Christian do a backflip?
They gotta give 10.
All right, we've got to get a 10 bomb. That's what Christian said. We need 10 gifted subs, and he'll do a backflip here on the beach. Oh, that is going to be easy. That's going to be easy. Chat's going to get this knocked out.
Okay.
We need 10 gifted subs, and Christian's going to backflip on the beach. Are you going to hurt yourself or break something?
I'll do. A matter of fact, I'll do a regular backflip for 10. For 15, I'll do a round off backflip.
A round off. Oh, well, there's Logo with the 10. All right, so let's do the backflip first. Backflip first. Here we go. Oh, snap! He did it! Look at that. That was awesome. Very good. Speedy, thank you for your sub. Appreciate that. Casey Jones dropping a gifted sub. Thank you. Tarpy says, damn. Yeah, that was very impressive.
Did you get 15 yet?
We do not have the 15 bomb yet. He says for 15. What are you going to do for a 15?
A round off backflip.
A round off
No, no, round
backflip.
off.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the triple one?
Round off handspring. Tough.
Do that.
RSDJ says I would totally faceplant that. That's crazy. Alpaca says my knees would not survive. Ice Wolf says I miss youth. I got it. What can you do? What can Noah do? Noah, can you do something? You can do a front flip?
Yes,
Here, give him the front flip as a freebie while we're waiting on the 15 bomb.
It's hard though. Like I would die on that.
All right, we're waiting for 15 gifted subs for the round off backflip, but he's gonna give you the front one for. Damn. Boy, yeah, to be young and flexible. I know, that's crazy. Look at that. All right, so we're waiting for the 15 bomb. Logo says so 5 more or 15 more.
Just 5 more. Just 5 more.
Oh, he says just 5 more. He's letting you off easy.
Hey, man.
He's letting you off easy.
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Oh, stop risen. Stop it. Oh, there's Logo just dropped another 5. There's your 15. All right, round off backflip.
Do the triple move.
That's like
Are you gonna?
That's
Is he gonna
40?
break something? Okay, we're ready. That's insane.
All right, 5 more.
That is wild. Thank you, J-Babe's dropping 5. Logo dropping 5. Thank you
5
very
more.
much.
I got to do the triple man.
You got There's another 5, so now you got to do another. What are you doing now?
This is the big one. This is the big one.
All right, he's gonna do more. RSDJ says how much to donate for DJ to do a backflip. I don't know how much is my hospital bill gonna be. All right, yeah, we're ready. What is he doing?
The big one.
This is the big kahuna right here.
Yeah. Let's go, Christian! I'm his cheerleader.
Oh my God, that's crazy! Look at this guy! Look at this guy!
There we go, Chad.
There you go, Chad. There was the big one. Nice job, man. That was crazy.
Well done.
Very well done.
That's all the tricks I got.
That's all the tricks he's got. All right, nice job, man. Good stuff. Look, there's a drone up there. Can you guys see it blinking? No, that's a drone, bro. That's a drone.
That's a plane.
No, I'm.
That's a plane. That's a plane. I promise you, that's a plane.
I'm zooming in.
That is a plane. You found it? That's
Okay, yeah, that's a plane.
Yeah.
It looked like a drone. I thought it was a drone.
Wait, what time is it?
The current time is 8:46 p.m.
We gotta go.
All right, they're off.
We got plans.
You got
Yeah,
plans?
we got
All right,
plans.
thanks for coming by.
At 9.
Thanks for coming by. You got an appointment at 9?
Appointment.
He's Sandy.
Yeah, I'm all Sandy.
He's Sandy now. All right, he's got an appointment. Have a good time. All right, silly guys.
Yo, lock in. I know right there. Those are bad. Oh.
Nice guys.
Those are hidden.
Nice guys. All right, good tricks. Be safe. Have
See y'all
fun.
later.
What's Chad say about it?
Chat says that was some major air. Everybody else says that's a plane, dude. Looks like a plane. It's a Learjet. I'm such a nerd. You nerd. It's a bird. A-Pal says, don't you love how your boys got you 30 subs? Yup. I'm good with that too.
Promos.
Yeah. Yep. So good. Thank you guys.
In this stream?
Mosher, no, that's for the month. Mosher says Olympic material.
There we go.
Ice Wolf says very excellent. Tarpy says serious air. Angry Lou says I'm exploiting children.
Well,
All right.
See you guys later.
Thank
See
you. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have fun. Have fun. There you go. Noah and Christian, everybody. I wish I had my phone is still rocking audio. You can hear them super well too. Well, that's good. I'm frustrated. I'm very disappointed about that mic thing. I have to figure out what's going on. Ice Wolf says, did you not tell them to find hot chicks? That's where they're going. I don't have to tell them to. That's what they're doing. All right. Strider says about 30 minutes more on the tide. I don't, maybe less than that. It's starting to come up. Look at that. I see it now. Logo says with the mic, it seriously felt like the software or whatever was compressing it more than needed. Listen back later. You know what's funny about that? I don't fully understand that because I didn't change anything. There's no software. It just plugs into the phone. So I don't know. There's no software. I don't have a mixer board out here. I'm just using the phone, which is wild. It worked great in Florida, and I didn't change anything. So I don't know. Anywho, it was reacting to the background. Yeah, but it was windy in Florida too. Don't you guys remember? It was windy in Cocoa Beach, and we had great audio. We had great audio at the pool. You remember we used it for the entire Florida stream. It was fantastic. Because everything works better in Florida. That's possible. Certainly possible. I don't. So, I wonder. Do you think that could have happened with low bandwidth? It's starting to get dark out here. Do you think that could have happened because of bandwidth? I wonder if I should turn down the bit rate a little bit. Maybe. I don't have phenomenal service. Actually, here at Hilton Head Island, there's really not great service on the beach at all. Like if I went further inland, we would have much better signal. I bet the mic would work better. Guru said if it was bandwidth, it wouldn't matter which mic. Oh, that's true. If the bandwidth dropped, it might have tried to compensate with the software. Maybe that's possible. Yo, Crazy! What's up, Hi Crazy? Thanks for the resub. The mic's not low on charge, and the camera has still got 60-some%. I don't know. Weird. Daystro says, I don't remember when that day, but I do remember an uppity bartender and some unnecessary back talk. Me too. I remember that as well. Do you want to try it again? Not really. Not right now. I mean, if you want me to try it again, I'll try it. Yo, Shelby, what's going on? Welcome into chat. Crazy said, did I miss anything good? You did just miss some crazy acrobatics. The boys did backflips and front flips and all that stuff. Tide's coming up on me. I'm gonna have to move here in a few minutes. So anyway, no. One of the things that I wanted to start talking about was the new battle pass. So I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this earlier today when I was reading the announcement. And I saw some people react to this in chat saying that, oh, here's another battle pass. We're up to like 15 battle passes and all this. And I get that. You're right. They continue to make more things available. But do you remember when we talked about, I might have some responsibility for this, folks. Do you remember when we talked about what battle passes you're buying and not buying these days? Right? I'm not buying season territory capture battle pass. I haven't been buying that for months. So scratch that one off the list. I've stopped buying wave defense battle pass because I bought prime start. So I scratched that one. Graduated says another cash grab. Oh, God, you guys are so grumpy. They are allowed to make money. This one is another sale pack for another battle pass. And I feel like they're acknowledging that the older battle passes are losing value. Blaze says so many battle passes. I don't disagree, but I feel like it's kind of their way of moving on past the other battle passes, right? Like Wave Defense Battle Pass, I'm not buying that anymore. Can I tell you a ghost story? I'm not buying Wave Defense Battle Pass anymore. I'm not buying Territory Capture Battle Pass anymore. As a matter of fact, the only thing that I have bought here lately, as far as a Battle Pass goes, would be the extra Battle Pass, right? I wonder, and for the record, I know that they don't really like that one, right? Because it's got a ton of value. I'm not gonna say that they don't like it. A lot of people buy it, but like I know that they would prefer to find other ways of providing value. So I think that that is their way of trying to replace some of the Battle Pass content. Like Wave Defense Battle Pass is done now. Territory Capture's been done. I am curious as to whether or not they actually sell a second, like just the duplicate Battle Pass this month. I'm going to bet maybe not. I'm going to guess maybe not. Yeah, the waves are coming back in. Burn says, any thoughts on the Ascension event? Well, all I can see of it right now looks very expensive. So, and I mean, 24 hours to score 70 million points, which is what they're asking me to do. Yeah, I'm probably not buying in, to be perfectly honest with you. I understand why some people would want to. It's another spend event. If you've been holding back progression because you're ready to do stuff, you know, Lube went to 70 this past weekend. He's probably excited to spend more materials to start working on ships or doing all this other stuff. If you're holding back progression because you want something to sink materials into, then I can totally see you being willing to buy into something like this. I don't think it is something that I want to do. That being said, I will say this about the new Ferengi Battle Pass, the same as I said about the bonus Battle Pass, the 2-for-1 Battle Pass, and every other Battle Pass that they've ever offered. As long as there's a free track, who cares? Let me say it again. As long as there is a free track, who cares? It's more free stuff. If there is a free track, then they're giving you free stuff for normal, simple engagement, just like always. Now, if you want to buy into it, I did check the price on it. Looks like $20. And I got to be honest with you, Tarpy, I am not convinced it's not a good value. I know that you had some math. If there's something that you want to tell me in the chat, then I will try to watch for it. But it looked okay to me. Not the best we've ever seen, but certainly not bad. Tarpy says in chat, it's decent. All right. Again, not the best, not the worst. I'm not opposed to it. Listen, you could stack me up with battle passes all the live long day. If they've got free tracks, I don't care. It's just another pack for players to have an option to buy. I agree. I want them to have the ability to make money. I'm fine with that. But when they're providing value, I don't necessarily complain a whole lot. And value in a free track is, well, unparalleled. That's free stuff. So I'm not upset about it. All right? I'm not upset about it at all. But I'll tell you, Tarpy brought up this point earlier, which I think is a good point. The worst part about it is probably just the confusion because we've got an event store tab now that has basically 3 different currencies in it with 3 different sections, and I think they need to bucket it a little bit better. Guys, my chair is stinking because the water's hitting the sand behind my chair, so I'm going to have to move. I'll let you guys look at the water there for a second. It is getting dark, so it might be time for us to actually get ready to move. Do you guys want to stay on the beach, or do you want to go somewhere else? We could go to the pool, but I mean, you guys can. It's starting to get a little grainy on the video, so I don't know how long the video is going to be good. Go in the water? No, not doing that. Move somewhere with lights. All right. Pool, bar, then squirrel voice time. No. Okay. Well, then here's what I got to do. Let me set this down. I'll let you guys look at the water for a second. I got to pack up my cooler and stuff. Move some stuff around. And then I will. I got to pack my chair. So I'm gonna grab my cooler. And I got to pull up the chair. Okay. Maybe when we get to the pool, I'm going to try that other microphone again. Maybe it'll work better. Maybe it was just wind. I don't know. Still very disappointing that it performed poorly out here as compared to in Florida. Now, next tricky thing is, it is just as dark out here as it looks in this camera. So I have to find my boardwalk to get back to the street. Oh, also, I can't see chat right now because I'm pulling a wagon and holding my camera. So I can't see anything. Actually, there might be a way for me to do that on the screen here. Hang on. There we go. Can you guys still see? Or did I break stream for a second? I might have broken it for a second. Apologies if I did. Also, I'm not using a gimbal, so apologies if I make you motion sick. I'm almost to the boardwalk. I mean, it is. What time is it? Isn't it after 9 o'clock? It is getting dark. Nighttime. That's right. Oh, that was a hard walk. Whew. All right, I did find the boardwalk. Okay. I need more energy drinks. No, I've had one. I'm great. That was actually my second one today. So I can't drink anymore. All right, once I find a spot to set up, then we can talk a little bit more. But long story short, I mean, it's hard for me to be fussy about a free track battle pass. You know? And I encourage you guys to look at that. Listen, if you find value in 20 bucks, cool, do it. I think that the value does look to be there for me, but beautiful thing about a battle pass is you get to wait and see. So I'm going to see what it looks like, how many rewards I could have earned, what the stuff looks like, and we'll go from there. Now, if you want to look about this Ascension event, Tarpy, you did some analytics on that. It looks not good to me, but that is only at first glance. What are the analytics on the Ascension event? Because that might be looking better. Some people have said that it doesn't look bad. I don't know. It doesn't look great to me. I also looked at the leaderboard. To get those premium token pulls, you got to be in the top 3. Well, that'll never happen for me. So, now Tarpy says, read what scores for the heroics before writing them off. I did see that. That looks really good. I didn't do the math. So, like, you score based on pretty much every credit that exists in the game, including DTI credits, charged and static, Crenum stuff. I mean, there's building materials, specialty building materials. There is a ton of stuff that counts. So you guys are saying it's super easy to finish? Oh, well, good. I'm glad that it's easy to finish then. I didn't know. Like I said, I haven't done the math on it. I did see that they added a bunch of stuff. Well, that's great. That's absolutely great. If that's the case, then 10 out of 10 on that. Daystro says he's giving it a 10 out of 10. Wolfwood even giving it a pass. Well, listen, if Wolfwood likes it, you guys are in trouble. Because Wolfwood hates everything. So, Tarpy says they're making you do relevant account progression. Well, good for them for finally getting wise and catching up. This would be great if they do it this way more often. Victor says, haven't met the first mark on the SMS yet. Well, don't do it with just materials. Look around, man. Even your DTI faction store. Spending on artifacts, right? Haven't we been talking about artifacts? Spending on artifacts is going to help you finish it. And you need to spend on artifacts right now because you've got mastery to contend with. That's right. You've got officers in the DTI store if you're sitting on a bunch of DTI faction credits. That's a huge one. So yeah, guys, I know that there were a lot of ways to score. I just didn't know how the math was going to end up. Victor says as an Ops 38, most of that isn't available. Tarpy says, don't touch artifacts. Wait till tomorrow on artifacts. Whew, glad you told me. Because I might have gone and done that tonight. Mimi says, don't spend materials at all, really. Save mats for the material-only events on the weekends, if indeed they bring them back. Guys, it does not look like there are any lights on at the pool. Unless they would just magically turn on if I walk in. That could just mean that there's nobody in there. But there are no lights on at the pool. What time is it? Shiz says double up on the artifact event tomorrow. Okay, well, there you go. Artifact event tomorrow. All right. Guys, I'm going to take a pit stop here at our condo and move some of my electronics inside. I might tinker with that microphone here for a second, too. All right, that's not the right passcode. Let's see. Haha. Took me a second to remember that. Oh, hi, guys. I'm still streaming, so I'll just mind myself. It got dark. It got too dark. Also, I took a piece of your living room furniture. I'll slide that back. Sorry about that. Mama DJz is here. And she just looked at me because I took furniture outside. Ow! What are you guys watching? America's Got Talent. Ew, gross. Watching America's Got Talent. Okay. I wonder if I have a light on my balcony. Ooh, I do! All right, let me grab my iPad. You guys want to mess with those microphones? She's not going to want to come on stream, guys. She's not going to want to come on stream. Hey, they want to talk to you about spaghetti and meatballs. She told you. She said no. She said no.
Another time.
Another time, she said. Okay. She's got wild hair, though. All right. We're going to tinker here for a second. I'm going to... Give me a sec. I'm just going to set this tripod up here for a second. And I'm going to tinker with the microphones before we go out onto the balcony. I've got a balcony, so we can sit out there. I can show you some stuff out there. But I do want to try this microphone again, just to see if we can figure out what might have been going wrong. If it was really just the wind, right? Because if it works great in here, then there was something wrong. Okay. So here's... Okay, this one. This one goes in the one. It was clipped to my hat. Yeah, I know. Give me a sec. All right, that's a transmitter. Here's a receiver. I'm going to put these away. And then we're going to plug in. Again, listen, it was odd sounding. What? Tarpy? I can see a little bit of chat right now. Not a whole lot. All right. I'm going to plug this in. Let's just see if it was just weird wind compression. What about that? What's it sound like now? I'm looking directly at chat. It's hot. I'm going to flap my wings. Sounds great. Did you hear the mic flip over? Like, did you hear a clip where I went to line audio? Sounds stand under. Am I still on phone audio or am I on mic audio? Can you tell that it was different? It's still using the phone. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to move it over here. You think it's still on the phone? Still on the phone. So you guys actually hang on to that? Oh, I'm still on phone. Okay. You know what? Then I wonder if there's something wrong with this cable. You think there could be something wrong with my cable? Stand by. Maybe there was something wrong with my cable. What, you can't hear anything now? Because I should be back on phone audio now. What about now? 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 You can hear me. Now, does it sound like I'm on phone audio? Just about knocked it over. Hang on. Think I'm still on phone? Okay. Still on phone, huh? Well, there is definitely something weird. Wrong. Definitely. And I don't know what it is. So now you have nothing? Do you have anything now? Shoot. All right, I've got my chat pulled up now. Do you have me on phone? Is it on? Yeah, it's got to be on phone audio now then. So there's something wrong with my USB port. That's some bull crap. That upsets me, bro. That is so stupid. All right, well, whatever. Crazy awesome $300 microphones. All right, we're gonna go sit on the balcony. Let me find my phone. Oh, it's in my pocket. All right, let's go outside. Is that creepy at all? All right, we'll get some good lighting here. Hang on. Backlit as hell. How's that? Is that all right? Or would you guys like to look at the canal? I can let you see the canal. All right. Sorry, guys. Hey, Jedzia, what's going on? What's up? I'm trying to do an IRL from the beach, but I'm having some microphone problems. So, Trek Diva, thank you for your resub. 5 months. Thank you. 28 months in a row. That's awesome. Appreciate you very much. Jedzia says, I'm vibing. It's good. So, is this an Airbnb or are you at Mama's house? Neither. She actually, this is a big condo place. Then she rents it from like a vacation rental company. She's had the same company for a really, really long time. I bet you could see the canal. Hang on. It's a little pretty, but yeah, you can't see the water. Well, maybe you can over there a little bit. There's some lightning up there. So yeah, you can see a little bit. You guys just wanna look at the water? I'll just leave the camera here and you guys can look at the water. If that's what you would prefer. There, how's that? Okay. Have I seen gators? Oh yes. There's absolute gators. Definitely seen those. All right. Yeah, you can see a little bit of reflection in the water. So yeah, I'll just leave that on for you guys. You can see that. Don't drop over the side. No, I'm still on my balcony. I'm still good there. Okay. General Lark says no. No what? No what? Jedzia says alligators taste good. I'm not allowed to mess with them over here. They've got signs up everywhere. Is the camera waterproof? It is, but I'm on my balcony. Like I'm on land. This is just my balcony. It overlooks the water. But it wouldn't matter if I dropped it in the canal. I'd never get the phone back. So like it doesn't matter. If I drop it, it ain't ever coming back. So anyway, drop us for content? No. J4D says it doesn't float. No, doesn't float. All right. So anyway, I'm logging back into my game here. So let's take a look at what the scores in this heroic thing. I'm going to take a quick peek. General Lark says, no, I don't want the water view. Well, a lot of people seem to like the water view. Chronicle of the Ascendant. You want to stare at me, Ark? You can stare at me. I'll let you stare at me if you want. All right, Foundations of Power, heroic milestone. Here we go. Static and charge DTI credits, which we knew about. Section 31 access keys. Common Wrath credits, uncommon, rare, and epic Wrath credits. Galactic Acclaim. Syndicate XP acquisition. Transigen Forge Foundations, DTI Security Access, Independent Archive Schematics, Starfleet Honors for the Nova Squadron, Mirror Fragments. Which one does that go to? Mirror Fragments. Which one? Which building is that? I don't remember. Emblems of Honor, that's War Room. Hollow Field Amplifier, that's Holodeck. The District 56 building, okay. Thank you, Shiz. And then G6 uncommon and rare materials. In my case, G6. Well, General Ark says, looking at you is better than the water that's not moving. I mean, you can see a little bit of a ripple over there underneath that lighted tree. You can see a little bit of a ripple. But yeah, I'm willing to turn it around if that's what you guys want. Okay, there we go. See, now you got me back. Let me lower this down a little bit. There you go. How's that? Good? Gucci? Wolfwood said, Ice Wolf. Wait, what? All right, I'm going to let the chat decide then. You guys put up a poll. Ice Wolf says, damn it. Wolfwood says, damn it. Balabom says, as a 70, nothing for me to do on that list. Sure there is, Balabom. You can dump unlimited DTI faction credits. Unlimited. Now, that would be for transporter patterns, which is kind of silly. But, I mean, there's nothing in the DTI store that you could spend on. And there's no way you have all of those buildings maxed out. Your Transigen Forge is already maxed? Can I turn off the ceiling room light? Okay. Now see, right here is where I'm going to knock something off of the balcony. Just by me moving around, I'm going to knock my tripod off the balcony. All right. See, I feel like that makes it worse. Okay, well, I guess we'll go with that. It is dark outside. There, how's that? All right, there is a poll up in chat. Karoon says, I'm a weak 70, and all those buildings are maxed. Every one? Well, what about the DTI faction credits? You could spend them on transporter patterns. You already done with new 70? Sorry, new syndicate? Transigen Forge is maxed out? I feel like this particular event was in direct response to the 70 saying that they couldn't spend stuff. All the buildings are maxed for ops for me at Ops 68. Seriously? Everyone? God, I suck at this game. But again, you can still spend DTI credits, unlimited. So, all right, there you go. General Ark says, where? In the DTI faction store. You can spend them on transporter patterns. Like if you don't have all the officers maxed, it doesn't matter if you have them maxed or not, but you can spend them unlimited on officers, on the officer bundles in the DTI store. So, I mean, that's one, if you're done with that, like if you're done with that arc and you're done, then it doesn't matter. You can still spend the credits then, right? On transporter patterns. Wilson, you must be lagging. DTI credits on the officer bundles. They're unlimited with no cooldown. So, there's that. But, I mean, that's obviously not the best use of them. But again, if you're done with the loop, like if you're done with all the other stuff, if you're done with the artifacts and you're done with the officers and you're done with the building and all that other stuff, then there you go. But for everybody who's saying, I'm done with the buildings, then that is an overflow mechanic. You can spend unlimited DTI faction credits on the officer bundles. You're just going to get transporter patterns out of it. That's all. Favors, you could. A little bit of favors, that'd be fine. All right. So, yeah, that doesn't look like a terrible one. How long does it last? It's 24 hours, huh? Dang. So don't do artifacts. All right, I'm going to not do artifacts. I'll do everything else on it. See if I can actually keep up with it. So it looks like we're going to have 7 different events, and for the meta, they're only going to require 5 of them. Is that correct? And if you do get all 5 of them, then that's going to give you 65 Strange New World Scotty shards, which is basically a half unlock. Okay. Mimi, no. You say you didn't buy the relativity and don't have enough credits to max Torah and Vial, so no transporter patterns. Okay. You still have unlimited cooldowns on those officer bundles. That's even better. That means you're going to get officer shards, right? Instead of transporter patterns. So just click that bundle. Shiz says, but with the Strange New World's cost efficiency, a half unlock, wouldn't that unlock it? No. No, I think with all of the efficiency, it still costs 87. Isn't that what they told me the other day in chat? You guys said it's still, because remember, 50% is not true 50%. It's like 33%, or 25%. It's 25%. So 87 is the number. Okay? 87 is the number. So yeah, that doesn't look bad. I was looking at the event store when I was talking about it. Let's see, where is it? Event store. That's the Ferengi one. Where did it go? I don't see it in my event store. I see the Ferengi stuff. Do I have to unlock it before I can actually see it? Or earn a piece of the currency before it opens the bundles? I see the Ferengi stuff. The season pass, it's in the season pass stuff. Or at least those are the events. And the event store, then you've got 4 bundles. Which, by the way, I was very pleased to see relativity parts in here. There's relativity parts in here. I know that's mirrored. Can't do anything about it. But there are relativity parts in here, which is very exciting to me. So that's why I was thinking that the Ferengi Battle Pass would be worth it. You DM me the highlights for the event store in Discord. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Here's what was written up by Tarpy. All right, here we go. Oh, that's Ferengi currency. Where's the... Man, it's hot out here. All right, let me go back into the game. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what the payouts are for the Ascension event. Chronicle of the Ascendant. Oh, yeah. I'm dumb. So it's paying out Ferengi stuff. Okay, so it's paying out Officer Depot tokens and Ferengi stuff. And then the meta is paying out direct SNW Scotty shards. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not that fussy about the Ferengi Battle Pass or the Ferengi currency. You've got, like I said, there's relativity parts in here. Of course, you can get, there's more prime particles, Tarpy says. Marcus, Wrath of Khan Marcus is in here. McCoy is in here, if you're not done with that. Vindicator, Protector, Eviscerator, all have parts in there. There's prime mirror particles, prime orbit medallions, war room materials if you care about that stuff. So yeah, my first priority for me probably going to be relativity parts. Okay, that's going to be my first request, or my first priority. After that, I'll probably continue to work on Wrath of Khan McCoy. All right, there's Lorca skill points. Savick is in there. Let me see. That wasn't on the list, but yeah, Savick is in there. That's a great one. Let's look at the officers tab. Yeah, Savick is in there. That's phenomenal. McCoy is in there. You've got Lorca skill points if you want, although that has some decent sourcing in other areas, so I don't know if that's what I would prioritize right now. Definitely the officers, I like that. I like the relativity parts. If you are, let's see, what does the eviscerator parts look like? Ooh, that's a terrible, terrible, terrible conversion. I would avoid eviscerator parts at all cost. That is a horrible conversion. Yuck. Let's see what the beryllium spheres look like. Now, that one's not as bad, but still bad. Revenant parts, not great, but okay. Vindicator's not bad. The Vindicator doesn't look bad. Definitely would be prioritizing the relativity. Now, Carissa says ship parts are a little expensive considering how much currency you're going to get. Well, I guess that depends. Because this is using the Ferengi currency, right? The Ferengi exchange token. So that depends on if you're going to look at free track or paid track, all right? Let's do some quick math here. We got 12 milestones. There's 15, 20, 25, 29, 2, 29, 8, 32, 8, 35, 8, 37, 38, 2, 38, 3, 40,003, 41,001, 42,001, 43,006, 44,800 out of the free track. Did I do that right? 44,000, and that's just out of the top track of the milestone, okay? So 44,000, call it 45,000 roughly. You're also going to earn some from the Chronicle of the Ascendant events, potentially. Looks like you can also... Tarpy says I did the math. It's in the spreadsheet. I'm on a phone. I can't open a spreadsheet. She named the spreadsheet Retrieving, which is awesome. I love that. Free track is 104,000. Cool. Tarpy, stop yelling. Relax. I was trying to do the math. Need a Tarpy cam to show spreadsheet. I know. I can't. Let me see if I can try to open it up in my Chrome tab. Free track. Oh, you've got the overflow in here too. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so free track looks to be 114,000. Wow, my math was way wrong. So 114,000. Well, gosh, that's not bad, guys. I mean, that's pretty daggone good. You could spend 75,000 on any one bundle. So spending 75,000 on relativity parts. There's 204,000 in the paid track. So that would give you a total of 318,000 if you did 20 bucks. 75, 75. I mean, that's pretty good. I forgot to double all the things. Oh, because there's two. So I was just going off what I could see. So they put two identical amounts in each milestone. I see. Gotcha. Scythan says, almost like having another husband, eh, Tarpy? Forgotten Sex says, just got on, lose power something. No, I'm at the beach. I'm at the beach, but it got too dark for me to stay on the beach. I started the stream on the beach. It got too dark, so I came back up to my balcony. Hi, Brisinger. No, not DJs After Dark. I'm at the beach. So I'm just sitting out on the porch. It is kind of DJs After Dark. Because it's technically after dark. All right, so 114,000 free to play, 204,000 if you spend 20 bucks. Tarpy, I presume that does not count the Ascension event, right? So let's see. Where's the Ascension event? She has some calculations in here for that, but I'm not exactly sure. Can I explain what the Ferengi Premium Opportunity Chest is? Yeah, okay. So the Ferengi Premium Opportunity Chest, if you buy the $20 Ferengi Battle Pass, okay? If you buy the $20 Ferengi Battle Pass, then you get to unlock that extra pull. But then you still have to earn the premium Ferengi like currency to pull in there. And those appear to be I don't see where there's a lot of them that's grindable. So, for example, if you buy the $20 battle pass, that's going to unlock. All right. How many of them are there any Tarpey of those currencies in the paid track of the battle pass? It does look like there's 2,000 of those chips in the overflow. Daystro says, so farly, that's the only 2,000 that we see is in the overflow. Okay, so there's none actually. Well, there's also some in a solo leaderboard I saw. If you look at Chronicle of the Ascendant, Foundation of Power solo leaderboard, in the top 3 spots, there's some there, but that's a solo leaderboard. And that is the only place I see them. I'm sure that there are going to be some others probably made available. I'm sure you could probably also buy some directly. But yeah, long story short, if you go in to the event store and yeah, I'm just taking a look through my events tab right now. I mean, long story short, it unlocks if you spend $20, and if you do all your perfect events, you're going to be able to spend 2,000 of them. Is that going to be worth? That's what you're guaranteed, I suppose, right now. Are there any in the actual pack? There's some in the $99 pack, but there's none in the $20 pack. So, yeah, if you look in the $100 pack, there's only 6,000 there. Okay, so there's 6,000 in the $100 pack, 2,000 in the overflow. And it doesn't look like there's actually any in the battle pass whatsoever. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Yep, that looks to be it. So then you go in there, and we don't know the cost either, do we? Can anybody actually see the cost of that? Let's see if what the odds say. Drop rates, unlock. Okay, here it is. So each pull of the chest requires 400 of the premium currency. So if you buy the overflow, or if you max the overflow, that's 2,000. So that's going to give you 5 pulls. Okay? Each pull will give you a 40% chance at receiving Montgomery Scott shards. So when you look in there, you've got a bundle of 50, a bundle of 10, a bundle of 5, and a bundle of 3, but you've only got a 40% chance of pulling any of those anyway. And then there's a 76% chance of only getting 3 shards. Okay. 15% chance at 5 shards, 8% chance at 10 shards, 1% chance at 50 shards, and that's after already rolling a 40% chance of even getting any at all. Each pull will give you a 100% chance of receiving additional Ferengi exchange credits. So you would get 5 pulls. If you had the worst RNG ever, then that would guarantee you 7,000 Ferengi exchange credits. Yo, what's up, NCDS23? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. APAL says, so in theory, I have to spend $20 to use the currency from the overflow. If that's the currency that you look at, then yes. But also in there, you also have another 24,000 of the Ferengi regular currency. All right, so you got 24,000 there. Consider that your overflow. But if you want to go into the premium overflow, then it's $20 to get in that. But you still have a free track. And again, I focus on that. You still have a free track. If they want to sell you a little extra, so be it. All right, but there is still a free track. Completing the overflow still gets you 24,000 more of the event store currency. Okay, if you want to spend $20 more, not $20 more, that's just $20 on the elite track. So I don't know. That's probably worth it. You don't have to spend another $20, right? Doesn't that unlock? Wait, that would not be another $20, is it? Just by paying for the $20 elite battle pass. Okay, thank you. Just making sure, because that would have been not very pleasing. So if it's just $20 for the elite track of the battle pass, and you get that premium cash as a result, I'm fine with that, because I think the value is there for the exchange pass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Tarpy says it is just 20, and if that's the case, then I feel like the value is probably not necessarily in the overflow, but more in the elite track of the battle pass itself. So that doesn't I don't find that offensive, to be honest with you. I do not find that offensive, because honestly, the odds in that kind of suck. You know what I'm saying? The odds in that kind of suck. Engineer does point out that if you do the $50 battle pass unlock, wait, there's a $50 battle pass unlock? Let's check that out. There's always a 20 and there's always a 100, but he says that there's a 50, so let's check that out. Looking at the $100 Ferengi, no, that's just the $90 one, Engineer. That's not 50. That's $100 that comes with another 90,000 event store currency plus 6,000 premium chips. All right, but I do not see a $50 pack in here. Yeah, I don't see a $50 pack, so it's just $100 American anyway. Might be $50 somewhere else, but $100 American will get you the extra 90,000 currency and 6,000 premium chips. And the premium chips are just going to basically get you more event store currency plus a chance at Scotty shards. Okay? So there you go. So honestly, Ferengi Battle Pass, I think it's a thumbs up for me. I'm not fussy about it. Even if you just do the free track, that's still more stuff. The Chronicle of the Ascendant looks okay so far. You guys told me to read the game news, and let's find out what all's in this thing. Let's look at that and see what that ends up being. Chronicle of the Ascendant. Here we go. So we got Foundations of Power today. Tomorrow, Anomalous Insights. Scoring this event by Research Artifacts, Forbidden Tech. That's why Tarpy told you to wait on Artifacts until tomorrow. All right, because tomorrow is going to be Artifacts, Forbidden Tech. And there will be a solo milestone and a solo leaderboard. Okay. On the 17th, upgrade ships. Scoring this event by upgrading ships. I hope that specialty ships might be in there, but you've got that on the 17th. On the 18th, upgrading fleet commanders, starting armadas, and spending officer depot tokens. So if you've got depot tokens from this past weekend, hang on to those. The 19th through the 21st is a 72-hour heroic milestone. That is 19th, which is a Saturday. So they're giving you a 48, not 72. 48-hour heroic solo milestone for spending materials to earn Strange New World Scotty shards. I wonder what mechanic we're going to see there, Tarpy. Traditional or this new current generational thing? Interesting. Blaze says, I wonder if depot tokens are becoming the new Ultra Spend event. Probably. Seems that way for now. Listen, I told you Ultra Recruit tokens were dead. They were dead ages ago. So I like the fact that they're doing some Officer Depot stuff with that now. I think that's great. Recruiting events are great. I like that. Especially now that recruiting officers is becoming a little bit easier. Promoting officers is becoming a little bit easier. So that's good moves. I'm happy with that. So, as far as today's announcements in the game, crazy enough, I'm not wildly upset about this stuff. I know you guys were very fussy earlier. I think that all in all, and Tarpy, I'm going to watch chat here just to see how the community reacts to my summary content here. I'm not happy with Flashpoint events. I'm fine with the Flashpoint loop. I like artifact sourcing, but I've always liked artifacts. The Ferengi Battle Pass, there's nothing not to love. If you find value in the $20, spend that. I probably will, because there's stuff in that store I want. Officers, Carol Marcus, McCoy, relativity parts, still chasing that. So I like those things. Probably look closely at those. I think it's too early to pass judgment on the Chronicle event. Crucible, loved that. I think it's too early to pass judgment on the Chronicle event because we haven't seen these other events yet. We know what the descriptions are, but we haven't seen the milestones, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that. JG says the Q&A with game design was horrible today. Not surprising. Usually is. Rogue Salt said the IMS is still bad. Yeah, listen, again, Flashpoint events, guys. I'm with you. I'm not arguing with you. Flashpoint events, I don't like them. All right. Shiz agrees. I think Flashpoint needs a lot of fine-tuning, but hopefully it can be good. Again, I don't mind the loop. I don't mind what I'm having to do. I just am not going to do it for the events because the events look really bad. And they're way over-tuned. There's way too much. Flashpoint needs a guaranteed directives drop. I agree with that. I like that. MJ says Flashpoint is too much. The events, yes. Now the loop, remember, the loop is the loop for the next 6 months. So it was going to start out being very heavy. But again, I don't think players should be looking at this entire thing. Like, I'm not doing all 5 currencies. I think I'm doing like 2 of them reliably and trying to work on a third. Right? Like, don't try to do it all at once. This is the first, we're not even 1 week in, technically. All right, right? We're 5 days into a 6-month arc. It's going to feel overwhelming, but players also have a tendency to want to do everything and do it with max efficiency right up front, and that's just not how this game works. So, I think that the loop is fine. I think players just need to not freak out that they can't do it all right now. Like, start chunking it, right? Work on a piece at a time until you start getting good at that piece, and then work on the second piece. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I've got 2 reliable pieces out of the 5 right now. And for the record, the common mining is the most important piece. Period. Hands down, the common mining is absolutely where you start. That is number 1 piece. Out of the 5 currencies, start with the common mining one. That is the only one that you need to focus on up front. Okay? That one is required. That's right, Shelby. It upgrades the building. That's the only one that gives you building parts. Did you know that? Not the rare, not the uncommon, not the hostile ones. The common mining refinery is the only one that upgrades the building. That's key. That's number 1. Okay? That is number 1. MJ says, I started with rare for the artifacts. That's not a bad choice, okay? But the building is going to make the difference in you being able to mine all 3 versions of that effectively. All right? You get that building. And by the way, MJ, we're not talking max. I'd say you could probably start doing all 3 of the mining loops effectively somewhere between transition level 15 and 20. I'm only at level 11 right now, and I can almost do it. I can almost do it. I bet you between Transition Forge level 15 and 20, you could probably start doing single pulls of all three. And probably by the time you get to Transition Forge level 25, you could probably start double pulling those. All right. That's not a terrible loop. So Mimi says focus on the rares because that gets you useful stuff. That is, listen, I think that's putting the cart before the horse. You've got to get the base, right? You need the foundation, which is the building. Now, if you want to start on rares, that's fine. Maybe you paid for the building, right? Maybe you upgraded the building. Maybe you bought a pack for the building, in which case, then I agree. Skip the common. Go to the uncommons and the rares. Don't disagree with that. But for right now, common is most important to me because it's feeding my building. So that's really important to me right now. Shelby says the hostels are hard. Yeah, I'm not even worried about the hostels, man. I'm not. I'm trying to do a little bit of the uncommon. I'm not even really worried about the rares. The uncommon one is hard enough, especially since I'm ops locked. I'm doing mine with the G6 ones, and that's challenging anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't. Listen, again, you're 5 days into a 6-month loop. Okay, don't be sad that you can't double pull right up front. Okay, don't be sad. So there's that. But yeah, I would definitely start with the common if you're approaching this free to play. All right. And by the way, let me point out just something that we did praise about Tiger's Arc, that all of this stuff is free to play. There's no paywalls on any of these 5 currencies. And you can choose. Obviously, look at chat. You are able to choose what currency you start on, whether it's common or uncommon or rare. You guys are choosing. Okay? So that's a good thing too, right? That's what I think, Wolfwood. Common to get the building higher, makes the mining faster, and makes the other loops more sustainable. That's kind of how I'm approaching it. So, General Lark says I've already got 90 million common mined. Holy smokes, dude! That's wild. What level's your building? Just out of curiosity. That's a lot. I do not have that much. I've got like 3 million right now. You've got 25 million rare? How? What levels are your building? Did you guys pay for the building? Your opinions are going to be a little skewed if you paid for the building. Shelby says his building is op 67. General Lark is 35. Okay, see, you guys paid for the building. All right, that's different. It's different. You guys paid for the building. You're skewing the results. All right, Amber says 20 million rare, but building level 41. Yeah, that's significant. Yo, I'm still streaming. What's up? Hello. You're on speakerphone, so don't do anything stupid.
Alright. You still streaming?
Yes, I just said that, so don't do anything stupid.
My bad.
What do you want?
When you better be done?
Why? Text me what you want. He wants some. I do like your goggles. Oh, that's very cute. All right, text me what you want.
Hi, love you.
Love you. Oh, he wants something. He wants something, chat. Yeah, that's right, Wilson. Here comes something stupid. Here comes something stupid. So, we'll see. Carissa said, if token systems are protected on your server, get a ship into those systems with a large cargo and mine away. I haven't gone into a token system yet. I think I only have one of those tokens. Where do you earn those, by the way? General Arc says he wants a hospital trip. No, I see. There's so much worse things that this could be. He says, can you pay for my Snap Plus membership? It just ran out. I feel like I could probably do that. How much is Snap Plus? Anybody know? Also, you get 1 token every 5 levels of the building. What, Snap Plus is $100? No way. Is it really? No. Yeah, it's basically like Prime Snapchat, guys. It's Prime. Why can't he pay for it himself? Because he hasn't been working. Let's see. How much is that? Okay. Yeah, Prime Snapchat. They do. They have they have Snapchat Plus. It's like extra features and stuff on Snapchat. Rogue Salt says it's only $40. I'd probably do that for him. I'd probably do that. So sounds like a good reason to get a job. He does a lot of work for me. Like he does all the chores and he mows the grass and stuff. I don't give him an allowance. So I just, will pay him or do things for him because I don't give him an allowance. Like I don't give him cash every week or anything like that. I do pay him, Brandig. I do. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll probably pay for that. I don't pay him money because I think he would blow it, right? But when he needs stuff, I don't mind to get it for him because like I don't give him an allowance and I don't pay him. But he does work for me, then I'll get him stuff. Okay. Cruzito said, so real question, DJs, what do folks actually think we will get different from this game? It is mining, killing hostiles, and doing armadas. It's a good question, Cruzito. Are you asking me? Or are you asking the chat? Because, I know. I've said that before. There's not a whole lot to do in this game. There's just creative new ways in which to do it. That's it. Brandig said, how is he going to learn to spend money responsibly if he doesn't have the opportunity to blow it? I don't want to give him the chance to blow it, bro. Duke says, I think that violates child labor laws. What? To make him do chores? Bro. No way, man. I make him do chores. Sorry, I'm trying to look at something. Okay, anyway. Wham says Snap Plus is only $30 for an annual subscription. I'll probably do the same. I'll probably do that. All right, so Amber says, I want things to not take as much time as my job and this to be a game, not a grind to the level of being a second job. Amber, I love you so much. You know that? I really do. You've been a core member of this community for such a long time. Why do you don't have to do it all, my dear? I think, Cruzito, to answer your question, this is almost like what Mr. Tiger was talking about here a couple months ago. You remember we were talking about the unlimited grind model? And you guys said Scopely should not limit our grinds. We should be able to grind as much as we want. Well, they've doubled down. And now we're fussing. I think we need to woosah, man. I think you guys all need to go to the beach. And you need to enjoy some delicious ghost energy and some sand in your toes. Thank you, Dr. Iron Chef. Appreciate that. I think that's what you got to do, and just do. You know what? Do recognize that it's a game, Amber, and do what you want. Listen, I'm not prioritizing this game over spending time with my family or work or anything else. Like, I do what I can when I log in to do it. If I hit all the events, great. If I miss some events, like during Flashpoint last week, all right, I did not finish 3 out of the 4. Now, granted, a lot of people didn't. I did 1 out of the 4. I didn't lose sleep over that. I just, it's just a thing. Just don't do it. Right? Don't do it. Don't do it. Shazo says Tiger's Arc was for good rewards. Well, that's just it, right? If we don't feel like these rewards are worth it, then why are we losing sleep over it? Like, why is there so much heartburn? If the rewards aren't worth it, then it makes it even easier to not do, right? I could see this being Frustrating if you had to do all these events, and if you were perfect, at the end of the month, you got a maxed Joaquin or a maxed Scotty like you got with Joaquin, right? I could see that being a thing. The difference between Tiger's Arc and this one was you can get a max Joaquin at your leisure whenever you want. This arc, if they said, hey, you've only got 30 days to earn a max Scotty and then it's off the table, then we could be really, really upset. But that's not what's happening here. The rewards don't appear to be worth it, regardless of what you think the rewards are. Tarpy and I are going to continue to argue about this for weeks, I'm sure. Whatever you think the rewards are, I think that the ultimate reward is a fleet preset, not worth it. Tarpy thinks that we haven't yet seen the rewards, and therefore can't determine their worth. That may also be true. Either way, we agree, doesn't feel worth it. So why do the events? You know what I'm saying? That's right, Benny Hill. Don't let Scopely tell you how to play. Play when you want. So I think I'm not stressing out about it, As a matter of fact, this month and a majority of her events have actually been easy for me to ignore, which has been great because I'm trying to have a good time out here. I don't want to be at the beach and grinding for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? So ignore the FOMO and do what you can when you can and do what's fun when it's fun and piss on the rest of it. Tarpy says, why are we arguing? We never were arguing. We're arguing over objectively what the reward is. I still maintain that Scopely is telling us what the reward is. We just don't think it's worth it. But you think that they haven't told us the reward yet. I think they have. I think it's the fleet preset. But I think we both agree it ain't worth it. Let me ask you, Tarpy, if the fleet preset was the ultimate reward, is that worth it to you? Because I don't think it is. Not to me. Shiz says, I think there are other rewards past what we can see. And that is what Tarpy says. Tarpy thinks that there is other stuff that we haven't been able to see yet, but she thinks that Scopely should come out and tell us. I don't know if there are other rewards or are not, but if I were operating only off the information that Scopely has given, then it's the fleet preset. And guess what? Still not worth it. So, yeah, I mean, that's where Wham says, what do you mean you don't know? I don't know all the rewards, dude. I don't know. I mean, when I see this stuff ahead of time, like I can see general mechanics, I can see some of the gameplay. I don't get to see every refinery number. I don't get to see every bundle. I don't get to see all that stuff. Like, I don't write this stuff. They only show me what they want me to see, and sometimes that's more than other times. I'll be straight up honest with you. This month, I got very little. They held Flashpoint very close to the vest. Guess what? For August, at least so far, I have very little. I know very little about Flashpoint, guys. And everything that I do know, I've already told you. There is absolutely nothing coming next month that I know about if I haven't already told you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. They're holding this one very close to the chest. They've done that before. I think it's not a good idea, but that's just me. I always want more information. So, yeah, I don't know. Tarpy said, if that's the ultimate goal, I don't think they should have monetized that quality of life how they did. If they need to keep that monetizing, they should have let us have a fleet preset for free for a week so we could see how awesome it is. How about they just give everybody one for free? I would have been cool with that. And by the way, then the other 2, 3, 4, 5, or however many there's going to be, could have still been in the same ways. You could have bought an extra one with a pack. They could have been another one at Syndicate 59. There could be another one with event store currency. But this, to me, does kind of fall in realm with Disco Prime kind of thing. That's why it's hard for me to be super condescending, or condescending is not the right word. It's hard for me to be super critical about a Tarpy, because it is grindable. That was my big thing with Disco Prime, right? It needed to be grindable, and at the time it was not. So this one is grindable. The question becomes, or not the question, the determining factor on this one becomes, is it worth the grind? And I think the answer is no. We've lived this long without it. Why would I give up 6 months of rewards to get one when I've gone 7 years without it? That's my perspective. That's why I don't think it's worth it. I've lived without it for 7 years. So I'm not going to spend 6 months worth of event store currency for that. I've gone without it for 7 years. I'll keep going without it. You know what I'm saying? Guru says quality of life features shouldn't be monetized at all. That's debatable. You guys argued with me over Disco Prime. Just saying. You guys all said to go and buy it. So, would it be nice to have? Sure. But I don't think it's worth 6 months of event store currency, Benny Hill. You know, so. Yo, Hunter, what's going on? Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. I just see Grand Admiral Hunter raiding in. How was your stream? We are broadcasting live from Hilton Head, South Carolina. It got dark on me outside, so I had to come up to my balcony. I'm probably getting absolutely murdered by mosquitoes right now, but I'm only going to stream for probably another 30 minutes at most, and that would be a 3-hour stream. So Strider says, even if it was grindable this arc, one preset unlocked this month would have been better. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. 1 month worth of currency for that, but 6 months? Rough. Yeah, not doing 6 months. Voltron says mosquitoes by the beach. I don't know if they're actual mosquitoes, but there's definitely bugs. Noah got eaten up the other night. He was running around. He's got bug bites all over him. But we are here on like an inlet canal as well. So like the beach is right over there, but there's like this little body of water right here. I do feel like there's probably some kind of weird bug here. Agree, MJ. One fleet preset is not worth tripping over. And that's how I look at this whole thing. I haven't been tripping. A lot of people have been. I'm not. Just, it's simple for me. Do you remember that old analogy that I used to make, guys, about going into Walmart looking at a camping chair? You guys used to always make fun of me for that. But honest to God, that I still look at that. I go to that all the time. I go into Walmart, right? I go into Walmart. I want a camping chair. I need a nice chair to sit on the beach with. I can go in there and I can see a chair, and it might be $19, it might be $49, it might be $500. I'm not going to stamp my feet and scream and yell about the worth of the chair. I'm just either going to buy it or I'm not. I'm not going to go up to the cashier and complain and scream and yell about the cost of the chair. The cashier can't do diddly squat about it. It's just the price that it is. Either pay it or don't. The price tag's on the product. All right. In this case, I'm not happy with the price tag, so I don't buy it. That's a very simple, and you know what? In this game, that analogy would serve so many players well every single month. That analogy has yet to fail me. It has yet to fail. If you don't like the price, don't do it. If you don't like the level of effort, don't do it. You don't like the grind, don't do it. Don't like the price, don't buy it. We don't need to be super fussy about it. Listen, Scopely looks at the analytics. They look at the data. They listen to that more than they care about us screaming in Discord. If if nobody bought the Ferengi Battle Pass, they would retool it. I promise. You know what I'm saying? Guru says you might not complain to the store, but you would tell your friends. Sure, but I probably would. But I'm also not screaming and yelling and stamping my feet about that too. I'm going to be like, oh my God, did you see the price of that chair? And we're going to have a real human conversation about it, kind of like what we're doing right now. We're going to be like, yeah, that's not worth it. Golly, don't do that. That's crazy. I'm not going to buy that. Why would I spend $500 on a chair? Crazy! And then we're going to talk about something else. You know? So people need and see you as someone to vent to. Well, see, now I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. And I recognize that, and I'm totally cool being that. That's why this community is so great. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, like, I value objectivity above all. You know, you want to be upset and be fussy and be angry, totally get that. But let's have a conversation about why and how to fix it, how to make it better, and what the actual root of the problem is. Like, let's take Flashpoint for an example for just 2 seconds. What is the root of the problem? The root of the problem is not the loop. The root of the problem are these horrendous events that they have paired with it. When you guys talk about horrendous grind, those are the events. It's not the loop. I mean, it's a teeny tiny bit of the loop. The refinery costs, I do think, are a little bit high. But they're manageable. It's the events that have been preposterous. And Gripster says, yes, but we want the price and rewards to be reasonable. Again, rewards, events, right? Events. Because, by the way, nobody has complained about the price of the artifacts in the loop. Because those are actually pretty decent. All right? It's the event rewards that have been bad. And they have been bad, admittedly. Okay? MJ says milestones are high, but those will be adjusted. Well, we can already see them, MJ. It looks like they lowered them by 50%. I don't know if that's going to be enough, bro. To be honest with you, it looks like Tarpy said they lowered it about 50%. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I'm willing to take another stab at it. Like I said this at the very beginning of the stream, they lowered them 50%. So I wonder if more players will feel a little bit more comfortable giving it a shot. Take me for an example. On the last event, I really didn't even try. I did the first SMS, didn't even attempt the second one. Now that the milestones are cut, I may try to do more. If everybody does a little bit more, then your server might do better. You see what I'm saying? I think that this is an appropriate way to start. I don't think they should come in and cut it by 80%. Again, I do maintain what I said on the first day. These were meant to be a challenge. They were not meant to be completable by everybody because they want certain stories, right, based on progression. So they did have to lower them. I agree with that. I don't think that it should be based on 100% completion for every player on every server because there is still some objective-based rewards or objective-based event pathing that we're supposed to see. So, you know, we'll see. I think 50% is a decent start. Forgotten Sec says the top server got 23% of IMS3. That's what I'm saying, Sec. If everybody looks and can do... I feel like the milestones were so high that it discouraged people from trying. Now, if they try this time and they can do a little bit better, then the overall server is going to do a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they lower the event rewards by 50%, but 30% more players participate at all, and 100% of players do 10% more, then you're going to reach a higher overall milestone at the end of the event. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was an okay first step. We will see. It might not be enough. I understand why some players say it's not enough. It may not be enough, but I think 50% is probably a good chunk to start with. All right, I think it's a good chunk to start with. Yo-Yo Dude says, so what you're saying is that everyone tried this? No, that's my point. I think people looked at it and said, hell with that. I was one of them. I didn't do it. Yo, dude, I didn't do it. I didn't even try because the milestones were so outrageous and I focused on Crucible. But if Crucible's not running and these event rewards or the event milestones are lower and maybe they dangle in a few better rewards, then maybe more people will make more progress and that'll lift the whole server. See what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even try because the milestones were so ridiculous. So maybe some people will try again. Or more people will try a little bit harder. Who knows? I don't know. We shall see. Nowhere Man says the refinery costs are pretty high. Okay, so which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the 5 currency normal, like the loop refinery, or are you talking about the exchange for the currency when the flashpoint was going on? Because I agree with that. That was really, really high. That currency exchange that came specifically from the drop ships, I also felt was really, really too high. But now the normal loop, like for the mining right now, I don't think that's too high. I mean, maybe it is a little bit, but it's close. I don't think it's horrendous. Like I said, I'm successfully completing 2 of those out of the 5. And I'm working on being able to sustain a 3rd one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that those are too high. But now that exchange from the dropship loot, dude, I only got to pull that. How long was that event running, Tarpy? 4 days? 5 days? I think I only pulled that chest twice. And one of those times I didn't even get directives. That's how bad that was. That was bad. So, yeah, the exchange for the directives. That's what you're talking about. Okay, I agree with that. Pong says IMS milestones were lowered. Did they lower the SMS too? Yes, my SMS has been lowered about half. About half. So, hey, General Lark. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you being here. Have a good sleep. Shadowed Fox says, I barely completed Crucible. I completed Crucible. I did well with that. But again, it was a lot to do on top of Flashpoint. Agree with that. Yeah, Nowhere Man's talking about the exchange for directives, the Targ tag exchange. Yeah, that was bad. It was bad, man. It was rough. Let's see. Well, Yo-Yo Dude, as far as those who tried and failed the directives, they spent their comp directives, they're screwed this week. I mean, we always knew that it was coming again. I consider myself to be lucky that I didn't participate in the first one because I do still have those comp directives, but that was just luck from inactivity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard for me to say they were screwed because it has been in the calendar. We know it was going to run again. But hopefully they do more directives because, again, there's a problem. Maybe they'll make the exchange refinery cheaper so it'll be easier to pull. Or maybe they'll go in and add a guarantee for the directives, in which case that becomes more feasible, right? There's a lot of maybes. There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of question about what Scopely did to improve this event series, and I don't know the answer. There's a lot that they could have done, but will they? I don't know. I don't know the answer. All right. But, yeah. Listen, if they came out, let's say, I don't know what the math would look like, Tarpy. Let's say they cut the exchange, the Targ tag exchange by 50%, and they added a guarantee for rare directives. Not necessarily epic, but a guarantee for a rare directive. I think that solves a lot of the problem. And those are very simple changes. Will they do it? I don't know. I have no idea. Yo-Yo Dude says, stop saying maybe and raise hell at Scopely. Bro, I'm on vacation. All right, I'm on vacation. That includes from Scopely. I mean, I'm not the only one over there, though. There are people that are saying that. Listen, okay, all right, you know what? That's fair. I will write a note tonight. When does it start again? Do we have time? See, now Vul was doing triple pulls. How are you doing triple pulls? Does it need to be lowered if you're doing triple pulls? I could barely afford one. I could barely afford single pulls. It starts Thursday. What is today? Today's Tuesday, right? All right. I will ask. How are you guys doing triple pulls? Guys, do you understand that if you're doing triple pulls, I stand no chance of getting the exchange cost lowered? If you're doing triple pulls, that ain't going to happen. I couldn't even do a single pull. I did 2 single pulls the entire 4 days. You guys are machines. Oof. Shiz says, I'm an op 60. I could barely pull the 60, could barely pull since I turned 61. How many times did you pull it during the 4 days? I pulled twice. Single pulls, both times. All right. Yeah, Amber says, I could barely do single pulls. Same thing, man. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Wristbreaker says, I had to grind 1,400 hostels to get double pulls each day. Piss on that. All right. No way, dude. That's crazy. It's crazy. Blaze says, I can't even do a single pull because as a low G6 player, I can't kill what I need to even get for the loot for a pull. So yeah, you can't even go to the 60 system. You got to go to the 62 system. That's what I'm saying. Those are not easy hostels. I couldn't tell if it's because I'm squishy or if it's because these are challenging hostels, but I'm reliably hitting the 62s and 64s. I can't kill the 66s, guys. I just can't. I mean, I could do 1 or 2, but that's not sustainable, right? Because I got to kill a bunch of them. So I'm having to punch down to the 64s and 62s, and that's just, they don't drop enough loot, even with a full loot crew. Voltron says it's the hazard that's the problem. No, it's not. I mean, it is part of the problem. All right. But it's also just, those hostels are freaking hard, man. Which I like. But, man, don't make me have to kill 200 of them to do a single pull. You know what I'm saying? Like, game design probably assumed that we were hitting our level. But I don't know that we're strong enough to do that at this particular stage. I don't know. It's like the refinery is just a little bit off balance, right? Do I have Joaquin maxed yet? Yes, I do. He's maxed. That glorious epic card. No, see, I've had so much more fun with Wrath of Khan. I'm still playing Wrath of Khan. Still, right now, I've got my Reliant out doing auto grinding. I love that loop. Love it. Yes, I'm still playing. My Joaquin is maxed. I'm still working on the favors. Still have officer recruiting to do in there. Yeah, it's great. Mimi says some of us non-squishy types are capable of hitting our level. Cruzito says, what? You're hitting 62s as a 68. You need to work on your account. No, I said 64s, Cruzito. Don't put numbers in my mouth. And again, which this isn't going to happen right away because they'd have to build it, but there needs to be a hazard research for G4 and G5 to have access to. I don't think it should be easy nor free, but they need to be able to grind towards some hazard resistance. Has to happen. Has to happen. So, anywho. All right. Well, it's been a fun stream. Thank you guys. Cruzito, bite me. We've gone 2 hours and 47 minutes. There's still 250 of you in the chat, so thanks for hanging out on our beachside chat. Hey, listen. I am concerned / worried about my microphones. I am going to tinker with them tonight because I do want to do a live stream tomorrow. We're parasailing tomorrow. I don't get to go up with my sister. She's bringing her daughter, and her daughter would only go if Bert went up. So I don't get to go with my sister. So you guys aren't gonna be able to have fun with her peeing in the ocean. But I'm going up with Oliver, which might be just as fun. Possibly, maybe, don't know. Again, got to figure out what's going on with this microphone. But I was planning on live streaming that tomorrow. Is that something you guys would like to see if I can get the microphones working? If I can't get the microphones working, I'm probably not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be super windy, and I don't even know if the cell phone will overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do you think that cell phone microphone will be good 200 feet in the air? Tarpy says, I can do some voice chat testing if you need. Here's the problem. I'm not 1,000% sure that it's not this app. I don't know. Cruzito said, just record it like last time. Actually, Cruzito, we did do it live last time. 2 years ago, we did it live. Now, last year, we recorded the jet ski content. But 2 years ago, I parasailed live. Lasik says, if it worked on the beach last week, it should be good. Yeah, except it failed tonight. We tried it tonight, and it sounded terrible. So, yeah, no, it was bad tonight, and I don't know why. I didn't do anything different. It sounded like your mic wasn't actually picking up the feed, which is weird. I don't know why. I've tried multiple different USB-C cords. I don't know. I don't know what it could have been. So, thought you used a GoPro with a built-in mic. When? Last Friday? No. I used this exact same phone, and I used the Rode Wireless Pro. Guru said it was the phone mic the whole time. What? In Florida? No. In Florida, we use the Rode. Might be my USB connection. Well, yeah. Sand in a connector. I guess possible. Iron Chef says, I use Prism Live Studio Mobile to multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. So I've actually been using the Stream Elements app because it lets me still use overlays. Look, I've still got my overlay up. See how pretty it is? Today on the beach, the phone mic. I don't think it was the phone mic in the very beginning. I don't think it was the phone mic in the very beginning. Clean out my USB-C on my phone with an air duster. Yeah, I might have to try to do that. Forgotten Sex says, last time you went parasailing. No, last time I went parasailing was actually also with this phone, but no microphone. But if you guys remember, you guys said it was really hard to hear. So, I don't know. Anywho, try the mic before setting out and then just YOLO it. I mean, yeah, we might have to try to mess with it a little bit. We'll see. Could be sand in a connector. Might be time for a new phone. No, this phone is great. There's nothing wrong with this phone. It worked a week ago, guys. It worked perfectly a week ago. I'm going to go back and watch the thing and listen to the early part of it and see what happens. I never got it in salt water. This phone has never been in water. Sorry, let me rephrase. Hasn't been in water this week. It's been in water before, but it's also waterproof. But it has not been in salt water. So we'll see. Sea air isn't good for electronics. Well, that's possible. Can't do anything about the air. Dude, I'm hearing all kinds of creepy crawlies out here. I'm hearing creepy crawlies. This week. No, this phone is waterproof. I can put it in water. I can take underwater video, and I have. In regular water. Or pool water, but I've never done it in the ocean. You guys hear the crickets? There are some crickets, but no, I hear creepy crawlies down underneath the patio. There's alligators in this water. The phone was fine. It was the microphone that died. Yeah, I know. I just don't understand what's wrong with it. I'm going to step back inside. You know what? Let's tinker with it one more time before we go to bed. I'm going to take a look. Maybe now that it's been inside and the cool air and it's... Ow, son of a... I just smashed my finger in the sliding door. Ha! Ouch! Oh, that hurt. Okay. That hurts so bad. Okay. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the microphones. I'm going to try a different USB cord too. I'm going to try the one that actually comes with the Rode. Normally, I use a much longer one, but it has worked. I use these even on the cruise. This is a very long cord. It's USB-C to USB-C. It's by Anchor, so I know it's good. But it's a very, very long cord. And I use these on the cruise and for like all of my audio, like all the time. And that's mainly because this, see how long that is? That is the one that comes with the wireless mic. That's as long as it is. It's super teeny tiny. So I always use these long ones. I use Anchor. I have Anchor everything. Okay. So let's try this microphone again. Now, before we get going on anything, gain mode. Maybe I should turn gain mode to automatic, you think? Let me try gain mode on automatic. Okay. I should probably do a little bit of digging as to what these different gain modes mean. But anyway. Okay. Blaze says, we're 2.5 hours in. We haven't talked about the game. Bro, I did like a whole podcast. Are you kidding me, man? All right, so here's our receiver. I'm going to plug it in. Actually, I'm going to put the transmitter right here. Put the transmitter on me. Okay. Now, we're going to plug in receiver. And by the way, receiver is receiving. Okay, I know you guys can't see that super well. But boom, boom. See, receiver is receiving. See the dancing green bars? Okay, now we're going to plug it in. Okay, see what happens. Okay, I'm plugging in. I'm going to count down from 5, but I'm going to plug it in at like 3. And you guys tell me what you hear or if anything cuts off in chat or if you can hear it switch over, blah, blah, blah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, what did you hear? What do you hear now? Can you still, does it sound exactly the same? Am I still on phone audio? Or did I switch over to this little thing? No change, no difference, same. So if I walk away, you're going to hear me actually fade into the background, way back in the distance. I'm fading away, gone, gone, gone. You guys can't hear me talking now, but now I'm getting closer to the phone mic, right? So, yeah, I disappeared, faded away. Still on the phone. So, yeah, there's something wrong with this. It won't pick up. All right, I'm going to try something else. You guys can hear me now, right? You guys can hear me now? No, you can't select the input. Can you hear me right now? Yeah? Yeah? Or no? You can hear. Okay. All right. Still through the phone. All right. I'm going to try something a little bit crazy here. Don't go anywhere. Hang on. Okay. Do I still have you? Still got you? Should still be on? Okay. You hear. By the way, did the stream ever die? Did the stream ever die? Because I actually closed the app. Ponks has switched the cable around. Oh my God, you're brilliant. Yeah? It was up the whole time, stream never died. That's funny because I actually closed the app, which is weird. All right. Yeah, good call. Let's try switching the ends. That's actually a really, really good idea. Okay, let's try again. Analog USB devices aren't supported. Since when? I use these all the time. Stream settings. No. Bluetooth audio disconnected. So I'm getting a weird screen. I just got a weird message that I've never seen before. It said that analog USB devices are not supported. But these are not analog. These are not analog. Dirty USB-C port. All right, I'm going to blow in it. Cover your ears for a second. This will probably be loud. Sorry, I warned you. All right, you know what? I'm going to try something else also. Ah, I blew you. Hey, Andy, thank you for your Prime sub. Appreciate that. I have another idea. I'm going to try something else. Let's see. I'm looking something specific. Here it is. All right, I'm going to. Okay. You guys still hear me? Just yes in chat if you can hear me right now. Please, yes. Just say yes if you can hear me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Okay. What about now? Do you hear me? Did any audio switch over? Any audio switch over? Sound better? Yes? No? Worse? Nothing changed. Okay, nothing changed. Okay. I have another idea. Just testing a few different theories right now. Testing a few different theories. All right. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, so you guys bear with me. Oh, nope, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work either. Okay. So, no go on that thought. I've got a lot of audio gear here. I'm just going to tinker with a few things. Okay. I'm going to try something else. Tell me if you hear anything different now. I'm going to count down from 5, just like we did earlier. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you hear anything switch over? Anything at all? Really? The same? All right. There is definitely something about the phone that is not recognizing my microphone. All right. I am watching you guys here. Okay. I can see chat here. I'm going to close this app, but I'm going to try not to lose stream. Okay. But I'm going to watch here just to make sure. Yeah, that's right, Skippy. I'm going to try to force close the app and see what happens. All right. I'll be right back. In the meantime, I'm going to keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you guys still hear me? I said 6. Can you hear 6, 7, 8? Can you? Really? The app is completely now. This is dangerous and scary as hell. You still hear me and see me? The app is completely closed. Look. Oh, you can't see. The app is completely closed. That's creepy. That's no good. That no good. All right, so on an Android, where would I find something about? You guys still? Oh my god! Damn. All right, so where in a galaxy, where would I find stuff about a microphone? Where in the settings am I going to see something about a microphone? That's honestly very creepy, guys. The app is completely closed. Not under connections. So help me on a Galaxy. Power cycle your phone. It's a computer, needs to be restarted. I'm afraid if I restart, then I'm going to lose the stream. Just tell me what setting I'm going to find in Galaxy to find my microphone setting. System sound? No. I don't see anything about a microphone. Plug in the receiver in your computer and select merge versus split. Oh, I already did that. It's on merge. I know it's on merge. Settings, connected devices. Settings, and just search microphone. Okay. Microphone. Microphone access. Allow apps to use the microphone if they have the appropriate permissions. Yes. Camera access. Allow apps to use camera if they have the appropriate permissions. Yes. It doesn't have anything about the kind of microphone. Hmm. Manage microphone settings. Go to settings, privacy, permission manager. Yeah, but see, I mean, it's obviously, it's not, it's able to use the microphone. It's just using the phone mic instead of allowing me to plug in a mic. Yeah, see, it says that Stream Elements can use the microphone. The weird thing is that this worked last week. All right. Hey, Archer. Thank you. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to force reboot my phone. I will probably lose stream for a second. How do I force reboot this phone? Is it top and then I'll probably lose stream for a second, but I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to try it. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm back. Did it kill stream? Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to. The phone just booted back up and I got to it really, really fast. All right, I flipped it around. Can you guys hear? Can you hear? Okay, you can hear. You like the towel? Yeah, you guys have seen this towel before. That's the towel I had in Florida. Okay. So we're back. Now, let's just try to do it. What we originally had was just the mic just plugged in. I'm going to plug it in. It still says analog USB devices aren't supported, which is weird because it's worked before. I'm very confused. Switch the cable back around. I don't think that's it, man. To be honest with you, it's giving me this weird error message about analog USB devices. Same thing. Analog USB devices aren't supported. But I've never seen that message before, ever. Think the cable is bad? All right. Well, but I've tried other cables. Let's try this other cable. I've tried multiple cables. No way. I did not get the message on that. Did it? Did it just flip over? Did it just flip over to audio? You guys still hear me? Did you guys? You say no change. I did not get the analog message on that one though. I'm gonna walk away. All right, you didn't hear me. I was beatboxing for you. All right, I'm gonna try one more thing. You guys are gonna do a hype train right now during all this mess? All right, let's plug in. See what happens now. Did you guys hear that? If you do, I feel like it's only going to come over one channel. You did hear it click. All right. Yo, listen. Is it coming over left and right? Oh my God. It's the split versus merge. Is it just coming out of left or is it coming out of left and right? All right. I'm going to power cycle the microphone. I don't think that'll do it, but we're going to give it a shot. Appreciate you guys helping me tech support this. I thought this was working after last weekend, but I mean, here we are. Getting ready to do a parasailing stream tomorrow, and I don't have a functioning mic. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. And I power cycle the mic. That's I just did. Yes, I just power cycled the mic. It has to be something with the USB settings. No, here's the thing, MJ. I've got 3 of them, bro. We've tried all of them today. We've tried them all. Look, here's 3 more. We've tried them all. Plugster, the crazy thing is this was working a week ago. Can I remove the battery from the mic? No, they're rechargeable. I could check them for firmware. I'd have to hook them up to the laptop. I can check them for firmware. Do I have something else I can plug into the USB-C to test? What, like a data connection? What would you want to plug into it? Yes, it's plugging into the charge port of the phone. Putting the mic, sometimes putting the mic in the charger will reset. Yeah, no, I've done that too. I mean, hell, that's what this is. They're all in there. I'm just so confused. Yeah, when we were in Cocoa Beach, it was using the USB. Headset. I do have a headset. Yeah, but this headset is USB-A, so that's not gonna work. Stop walking away from the phone. Sorry, I'm just trying not to talk super loud. It's the Samsung 24 Ultra. Yeah, Archer, I think you're right. I think there's something with the USB settings that is wrong now. And I don't know, I mean, I didn't change anything. I don't know what would have changed. I have Road Central not on my phone, it's on the laptop. Use Road Central and set gain to auto. Already did. That's not it. It's definitely something with the USB connection. Because it keeps giving me error messages when I plug in the USB. It says something about analog devices. Hang on, coming right back. Sorry, I'm trying to put. I've got a gazillion cables now laying out on the bed. I'm trying to put them away so I don't lose them as I go along. Did I set auto to gain when it was plugged into the box? No, I did it on the unit, on the receiver itself. For those of you who are still here, sorry that this is not titillating content, but what I'm trying to do is get this set up so that we can broadcast tomorrow from a speedboat, which should be very fun. Tarpy, I haven't done everything that I can do on the phone. We've done everything we can do on the mics. Wham, what do you mean? Set gain to auto when it was plugged into the box. You can't do it otherwise, unless I do it with software. Ooh, I'm getting ready to lose battery. Let me plug up. Yeah, we're about done testing tonight anyway because I've got 5% battery life left. So, not much else I can do tonight. Because now I have to use my USB-C to plug up. Oh no. Just dropped my charger on the floor. Yeah. Oh boy. I'm alive. No, it's not charging. I still see it connected. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with the USB here. Now it's not even charging. Oh, that would be so bad if the USB-C port was fried on this thing. Yeah, it's not charging. Well, that's bad. Am I charging via phone or power adapter? No, I just plugged it straight into the wall in the USB-C. I just did a restart of the phone. Like I did a hard reset. Well, I may not be streaming tomorrow anyway. All right, I'm going to have to go. I've got 4%. I need to figure out how to get this thing charging. And then I bet when it starts charging, I bet my microphone starts working. Wait, Shriva says, told you to do what 30 minutes ago? Now this is pointing the your mic base issue. No, it's not. It's the USB port. Plug the phone into a laptop, try to charge it. Well, my laptop is out in the other room right now. I'll have to go find it. Anyway, I'm going to go. Actually, you know what I might do? I might try to pop in. If I can figure some stuff out, I'll do that. But otherwise, I might pop in Discord video while we continue to troubleshoot. But anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for coming out. Sorry for the terrible last hour of stream, but appreciate all of you. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Have a great night. Pieces. Love you. And maybe see you tomorrow. Okay. Good night, everybody.